tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Emmy and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. There's Ford, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy, also very smart. There's Zack and Wheezy, the tales are fun, 'cause you know two heads are better than one. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Shadowrun Dragonfall. So we have a cat on camera. You'll notice there's a cat bed, or you may not know what that is. That's a cat bed in front of the camera, and then Dio on the other side of the cat bed rather than in the cat bed. He was in the cat bed until a minute ago, and then I tried to put the camera up, and then he decided he'd rather sit on the outside of the cat bed rather than in the cat bed for whatever reason. It's a new cat bed. He seemed like he liked it, but because the previous cat bed kind of got trashed. Okay, so I think we just got back. We did. That is correct. Alright. That's what I figured. Oh god, that's the thing named after me. Oh. Alright, I don't know whether I want to actually give the data to the shock villain writer. Alright. Strike does not have anything to say. Dr. Asshole. Oh, no, not anymore. They left. They were just here. Hi, Daimon. Guys, why did you leave? Why can't you just stay on camera? As soon as the stream starts, running away. What just happened? The game freeze? No, it didn't. Well, it kind of, it hung. absence is reading a small soy cap-stained booklet. The pages are old and weathered. Oh, she doesn't have anything actual to say. Can't ask her about her prophecy? Oh yeah. Came by some data on a job. It's written in a foreign language. Maybe you could take a look. It's written in Nahuatl. Algernon sweeps his eyes over the information on your PDA. His mouth curls into a frown, then grows with disgust. This is an abomination. You would do well to delete it. What is it? Meets your eyes. Nothing that should exist. But you are looking for specifics, and you will continue asking until you have them. The impetuousness of youth. Very well then, I will try to provide the knowledge that you seek. There's great power in blood. There will be blood. It can be used as a focus, a battery, or a bridge. The blood mages of Tenochtitlan are widely feared for their proficiency in abusing this power. This project, this bloodline, seeks to abuse the power of blood in a novel and horrifying way. With the techniques described in this document, a spellcaster could use a person's blood as a magical conduit. In layman's terms, a spell could be channeled through a father to kill his son, through a niece to kill her aunt, anyone with a hereditary connection to the original target, regardless of distance. Well, that's everyone, then. If you're saying regardless of distance. We do have a common ancestor at some point. Do you see the ramifications of this? Do you understand what this means? Were the project completed, were the techniques described within to be perfected, nobody would be safe. How do they target them, though? How do they know who they're targeting through the blood? You could run and hide, you could go to ground, you could bury yourself in a mile of concrete. It would not matter. As long as that technology could find a blood connection to their prey, they could target them, and it would be fatal. Hands back your PDA information intact. This is yours. You have heard my counsel. I will leave the rest to you. Alright, you know, that's... Nope. Cats, what are you doing out there? You're just gonna go, like, look outside or something, probably. We drink the true blood. Hey there, how have you been? She grins at you, all spark and mischief. Yeah, I mean, we could be worse. Can it always? Be well, meine Freundin. Stay safe, alright? Okay, so we're gonna talk to this asshole. Let's see if Al2 has anything to say. Nope. Welcome back, Renner. Talk to that exec. He'll fall in line after he gets his pants thoroughly dry cleaned. No, he won't. He was in the building that I blew up. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Hi, Skillet. How's them shadows? You know, they're dark, shadowy. He smiles broadly. Excellent work. Perhaps you do have a future in this town. Here's your pay. Only 1,000? Wasn't really. I mean, it wasn't very hard, but also wasn't worth very much. This whole, like, bringing the building down, like, most of the plots, the side quests involving that do not make sense, considering the whole building being brought down aspect of that mission. Yeah, no cats. There was a cat when I first started streaming, and then he immediately left. Can I get a better cyber deck? Not really. Nope. Can I get a better program? No. 1,000 gets you 20 cups of coffee. What do I have in my inventory currently? Okay, well, one I can sell that. Soy calf, not coffee. You can buy regular coffee, or real coffee, it's just much more expensive. I don't remember how much it is. Is it like 100 New Yen for real coffee? Or is it 50? Like what Diamond said. Oh yeah, that's what Diamond is saying, is the real coffee is 50 New Yen. Yeah, because the soy calf is like 5 or 1 new yen or something. Let's see, so I don't have any more drone trauma kits, so I might actually, or whatever they're called. 200 cups of soy calf, if you prefer. I could probably sell some of these, but they're also not. Wait, why is that different from that? Well, that's weird, right? Okay, well, we're gonna sell those two. I'm gonna buy one of these. Actually, buy 2 of them. Yes, those there, that's good. No worries, Skillet. Okay. Oh. Are we gathered for a team meeting? Looks like we might be gathered for a team meeting. We are gathered for a team meeting. But we can still pet a dog. Okay. Time for some trust falls. Screen flickers to life and Malit's face appears. She wears a plastic smile. Hi again. Well, I've recovered one last DVD for you, but I'm afraid that's all you're gonna get. Might as well use the rest as coasters. They're all beyond repair. If you look on the table beside your DVD player, you'll find the disc that I salvaged. She pauses, a slight frown crosses her face. To be completely honest, that was a lie. To recover this last disc, I was forced to subcontract. Shrati is still a brute of a man. I am unimpressed with his manner, and his poor hygiene disgusts me. But he is very good with old things such as this. All credit where it's due. I don't know who Shrati is, but okay. The message adds, your image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. Shock fellow Nighter. Thank you for your service. As a sign of our appreciation, we've decided to reward you with a piece of biotech for one of our operatives required on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Esquivel. The implantation surgery has already been paid for, so there'll be no cost to you. Oh, thanks again for your help. Enjoy your new client. Freedom, equality, information. Shock Vellenreiter. Trustfall seems like it could be a good video game. Let's go to this. No, we're not. Okay, we will post the Aztech Technology DNA donor list. We're not posting the Breadline project data. The guy from the dump who sold you the DVD player in the first place, maybe? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't remember that was his name, but that would make sense. Wow, it's not a lot of money, but... Alright, we're not... What do we do with the Bloodline project data? I think we just delete it. The worry is that As Technology has archives, you know, backups, which off-site backups, which would make sense. But I don't know within the context of this game whether that's something they would do. Can I do that? Oh, if you are receiving this message, I have fled the country and am otherwise unavailable. Don't worry, you'll still be getting paid. I've made the appropriate preparations. In any case, thank you for helping me. Please do not attempt to contact me again. As far as the world and my former employees are concerned, I am buried under a ton of rubble. It is best that I remain that way. Yvonne Jimenez, aka Frau Mueller. Oh, well, okay. I thought we weren't getting paid. I thought that's what Paul was summoning us about. Because he was like, as soon as you got back, he was like, you gotta get here, there's something really wrong. And I was like, oh god, we're not getting paid, are we? But apparently we got paid, so I mean, that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. I don't want to delete the data yet, so I'm just gonna hang on to it. But I also don't want to give it to Shockville either. What's our money at now? Where does it show my credits? Oh, up there. 15,000. Okay. And what's the Alice fund at? Like 30,000? Oh. Shit. Saving up for something? No, I just don't have a lot of things to buy. To be honest. I don't know what I would be buying. Other than cyberware. I can go get cyberware. I'm a little worried about what Paul has to say, because we have enough money now. 314 gives a copy. Let's load the 4th DVD. Should have bought the fancy suit with the extra charisma. No, I like my clothes are perfect, are the best clothes that I can get for me. Okay. Green Winters, 2050, April 28th. This is it. The interview. Took some digging to find it, but here he is, my big brother, back in his prime. Also, your dialogue box appears full of cat beds. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot that was... this game is... Can I... put it over there? Okay, to be honest, I'll just take the cat off. Cat's off unless they come back. I can put it in another corner if they do come back. I was trying to kind of figure out what's the optimal place for it in each game. The note disappears, and for a moment the screen goes blank. Suddenly, an image of a news correspondent flashes on the screen, accompanied by a brief orchestral flourish. Timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen reveals the date. August 22nd, 2012. Wow. By Schrodinger's Kitties. Yeah. Isn't this the thing we are... Haven't we seen this already? Thank you for joining us. We're coming to you live from the ruins of Sangerhausen, the 5th Hartz Mountain town to be sacked, but standing by my side is the head of Deal Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Killing the monsters would have been difficult, to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small arms fire, and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D team is working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support for the Luftwaffe's attempt to shoot her down by conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing Deal Defense energies to the killing of Feuerschwinger? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Hi, Mary. Corporate interests? No, this is a matter of human interests. Innocent lives are being extinguished at an appalling rate. I am in a position to help to put an end to the slaughter, and so I must. It really is that simple. No, it's not. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement. They come to us for the... I'm afraid I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You're very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. Again, that was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of Deal Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the dragon at Feuerschwinger. Stay tuned for more late-breaking news on the Battle of the Hartz Mountains. We'll be right back. Is this real? I guess that was... Ah, it was. Okay. I feel like this is like one of the first videos we saw, but maybe it's a different interview. Display goes blank. Okay, 2054, November 17th. Holy shit, I just stumbled on some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not going to say how I came across these. Someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples, and they're legitimate. Holy shit, this is big. Alright, okay. Back up. Slow down. Breathe. Takes a moment to calm himself. Okay, so these notes. They pretty much confirmed something I'd always suspected. The Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Feuerschwinger. Good thing dragons don't watch the news. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds in the air around her, and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fighter craft in the process. But none of these things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and his Deal Defense think tank designed. I think there's a difference between a think tank and a defense contractor. Like a weapons manufacturer. But I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit. From what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical radiological agent that acts on the metagene. I don't think they fully understood what they were doing. It was 2012 after all. I mean, the process worked, but I don't know if they understood why it worked. Anyway, when a warhead full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature, like a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between that creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into a sort of hibernation state, and the spirit is forced out. Oh my god, they punched out its soul! It also looks like this process can maintain that state of separation indefinitely, and that's a pretty horrifying thought. This corporated body is supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost-walking mages getting trapped in astral states, unable to rejoin with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Fierstring has been trapped outside her body for over 40 years. Winter pushes his chair back and slaps the table in front of him. This is why Adrian was always so cagey about the subject of Fierstring after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crushed out of the socks, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public about any of this, of course. They'd interfere with the lie that they were feeding us, that the Firewing is dead, and that everyone was safe, and that people should stop hiding in their basements and get back to work again. But privately, he always said that she was still out there, somewhere deep in the socks. I always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So what does all this mean? It means the stories I got from the ghost rat suddenly sound a lot more plausible. It means that Fierstring is definitely alive, and that Adrian's appearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. Get back to work, proles. That's right. You know, the most important thing you could do in the wake of tragedy is buy shit. As noted philosopher George Bush told us. W. Bush. It also means that Germany is in deep shit. Because if Fierstring is still alive, it's only a matter of time before she rears her ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I'm gonna go get drunk. Oh, hi guys. I mean, is Germany in deep shit? Because they presumably still have all the research on how this warhead was built if they don't have more of them. So if she comes back, they just hit it again. I mean, you know, assuming it hasn't figured out how to become immune to it or something, but presumably they've done a lot more research on it. Why would the German government not be, like, you know, concerned about this and working on this possibility? Because they know, if they know that Fierstring is alive, why wouldn't they be working on this? I was gonna say maybe she develops immunity to soul nukes. I mean, yeah, like, sure, the dragon's probably trying to advance too, but Fierstring is at a much bigger disadvantage, I feel like, compared to the government in terms of ability to research. Screen abruptly goes black. Okay. 2033. Oh, Green Winter's face on the screen looks younger than you've ever seen him, but the way he's carrying himself, he's clearly drunk. 2033, May 15th. Whoa, yeah, look at that. Look, Adrian, I understand you. Lord knows I do. But you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut, and you find yourself looking at a young, handsome Dr. Adrian Valclair. Where's a slight smile on his face? Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. Damn it, Adrian, this is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not, as you call them, fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed the Firewing. Stopped. Not killed. Fine. Stopped. Whatever. Winters swipes a bottle on the table in front of him, drains it, and drops it to the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still obsessed with this damn thing. There aren't that many of them, and they're not taking over the world. Claire's voice is quiet, soft. Such is the cry of the cancer patient, unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry. Smoke another cigarette. What's the harm? Doesn't see what's happening, but he winds up dead all the same. Winter snorts. Now you're just being maudlin. Look, Adrian. While Claire shakes his head, his smile has disappeared. You mark my words, Harmony. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries, will follow these creatures. And the worst part is, nobody will care. I mean, yeah, Loftware took over a corporation, but it can't be that worse than the previous owners. Oh, people will tut-tut about it. They may be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immortal, all-powerful, utterly pitiless rebels will seize more and more of our power, wealth, and territory. This really was the best of the 3 Shadowrun Returns games. I'm going to play Hong Kong in the future, but this is vastly better than Shadowrun Returns. And we foolish, short-sighted mortals will never get it back. I mean, so they're not all-powerful, because that's obviously an exaggeration. Utterly pitiless is like, and immortal is like, I don't know whether that's true, but it seems like you're just kind of being, you know. Green Winter chuckles uncomfortably, raises his hands in the air in a supplicating gesture. Come now, Adrian. While Claire talks over his brother's interruption. We could solve the problem, of course, but we as a species are unwilling to invest our energy into problems that aren't staring us right in the face, as well as climate change. So it is with dragons. Hong Kong was good, I enjoyed it, but this one really is the best. Okay, well that's good. I mean, I'm glad that it still is. I mean, I enjoy Shadowrun Returns. It's just, I do not enjoy it for the story. I enjoyed it in spite of the story, because that game has a very, very silly story. As it was with climate change, so it is with dragons. So there's a fucking box quote right there. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. This is, This is like how in Mass Effect, the original explanation of the Reapers is basically an analogy to climate change. But then they didn't end up doing that. They went somewhere that was way dumber than that. But maybe that would have been bad for the same reasons. Winter shakes his head. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine, by all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Claire's eyes. He looks incredibly tired. Yes, Hermie, you're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. How does this guy end up a CEO of a giant defense contractor? Like, this is so, not how, like, this person would be. When his expression turns serious, his voice lowers. It's not just your credibility that I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes... Pauses, shakes his head. Sometimes I'm really worried that you're going to go back to the socks. Claire's tone softens again. Hermie, Winters cuts his brother off. A new intensity burns in his voice. He develops sociopathy late in life. Please, big brother, just drop all this. Stop hunting the Firewing and start living your life again. You won't do it for yourself, and for Christ's sake, do it for me. Claire nods and looks away from the screen. Alright, Hermie, I'll try. Play track 4. A rattling sound fills the air as the disc grinds in the tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. Meet and mate singles dating profile. Oh dear. I hope that's not his profile picture. Jolly Green Winters, last active January 15th, 2054. Body type muscular, is he? I guess we've never really seen him. His full body, but considering how much he drinks, I assumed he's a little bit more of a pot belly. He's 50! Looking for female, human, elf, dwarf, athletic, 25 to 30? What a shithead. I mean, we already knew he's a shithead in that he got Monica killed, but... I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing, and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pics. No orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. Oh my god. That's horrifying. Standard creepy old dudes. I mean, it is very standard creepy old dude. It's just like... Standard creepy old dudes are horrifying. Oh, we got an achievement. I think that's for... Yes, watching all the DVDs. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Esquivel before we do this. Get my free cyberware, and... Yeah, we're not to level 6. Thanks for salvaging the last bid for us, dwarf lady. I mean... There was important information on the last disc. But yeah, the last vid was a little bit more than we needed. I need cyberware. Okay, what is the one that's free? Hope that's not the whole reason why she had to subcontract. Oh, here it is. Gain AP, but take an additional 2 damage from attacks. Last 3 rounds. Okay. So that's an arm. Wait, not an arm? Is it a body? Oh, it's a body. Alright. I don't know what this does. +1 armor. What is lessening trauma from recent wounds? I don't know what that means. So body +1 strength, +1 movement, +1 body. +1 charisma. That's not actually useful because you mostly need etiquette rather than charisma. I guess we could install it, just in that I don't really see anything else that I really care about. Like armor would be fine, or movement. Really, I should get... I think there's stuff in here that I want to get. +1 willpower, no. +2 intelligence. The weird hobo was the only guy gross enough to actually be willing to decode the last disc. Could be. I don't know what... So does +2 intelligence, would it actually let me, like, does it act the way that the clothes act, where it's just a bonus to your level, or does it act, like, would it actually let me level those skills? Because if it just acts as a bonus like clothing does, then that's not actually useful. If I install cyberware, does that count as qualifying for... That gives me a stat bonus, does it count as qualifying for skills? Like... This feels like an important question to ask for sticking something in your brain. Because, like, getting a bonus to intelligence doesn't actually do anything unless it lets me get the next level of skills. It does. Okay. Well, that would... Yeah, I mean, because otherwise it wouldn't be useful, so I kind of was like, I hope it does. Okay, so I could do that. Let's see here. Don't need percent to hit. Gives me a... that's not particularly relevant, but it's fun. How much does this cost? 0.5. Get bonus HP. What I get on my legs. 6,400 new yen woman. +3 movement. Is there not anything that just gives you straight up +1 movement permanent? Oh, I think there was in body. There is, yeah. +8 HP. So I need to get a data jack, which is either going to be eyes or hand. Because if I want to get something in my head. Also, do I need to spend the extra 500 for essence? Don't know. Plus one body is like 10 HP, so that's not absurd. Okay, let's get this. Sure. Then I can go up here and get... I mean, I might as well spend the extra 500 here. Then... spend some money. Could get some HP. No, it's very expensive, or very, like, high essence cost. Wait, why is my... Huh. Oh, essence after operation, there we go. Plus 8 HP. It's 2. Oh yeah, it's okay, it's over here. So I can kind of go through and check these here. Like if I want my adrenal contractor, plus 1 AP for 3 rounds. It's just not that useful. Ooh. Plus 2 armor and plus 1 body. It's pretty intense. I mean, essence is just a limit that you can't go below, right? That's my understanding of how it works. Why can't I do this now? Because my essence is too low? It would go too low? I think that's why. Okay. Guessing that's what it is. What? Wire? Okay, that was weird. Because might as well get some more HP. That's basically my thought process here. Do I go? Yeah, I'm about to just spend the extra for more dodge. That's fine. Wait, why can't I have both of these? I'm not actually sure why. Does it not stack? Does the HP bonus not stack? That's what I'm wondering, actually, if that's what it is. Well, No, because well, it lets me install another cyber leg, but it doesn't let me install the arm. Why not? I don't understand. Essence is only important for mages and adepts, I believe. Yeah, I don't think that I'm using it if there is an effect for it. Um, why can I install another leg, but not this arm? Okay. Interesting. I can't actually install another leg. That's why. Alright. I don't know if the plus HP is necessary. Or another plus 5 HP is really that useful. Considering wish I would have known about this before the plus 2 one, because the plus 2 one doesn't do me anything now, but before it would have saved me some points. I could have been working on my intelligence skills, my drones. We'll just do it and we'll come back if I decide I don't need it. Essence is only important if you're a hippie. That's true. Cyberware causes essence loss. Oh, this affects the magic rating of your character, as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Magic is very important for spellcasters. The base number of spell slots available to characters is equal to half their magic rounded down. If losing essence causes spell slots to be permanently lost. In addition, each point of magic lost increases all spell cooldowns by 1. Casting a spell again while it's cooling causes drain damage to the caster. Wait. Can you cast a spell while it's cooling down then? You just take damage? Oh, you can't have less than 1 essence. I thought it was 0. It's 1. That makes sense now. Alright, give me your cyberware. And my character... Oh, I do actually. I've got a robot arm now. Okay, good. I was like, am I not gonna look any different? But no, I have a robot arm now. So, you know, that's cool, I guess. I still don't know what happened to Simi, and it concerns me, and it upsets me. Okay. Hi guys. What's up? As you step forward, the rest of your team falls silent. Amstel shifts his attention to you. You can see the worry on his face. I have new information. I'm afraid the news isn't good. Yeah, I can tell you've gathered the whole team. It's true. He nods. Yes, this is something you all need to hear. Well, go on, we're listening. 2 years ago, a large shipment of highly lethal radioactive bioweapon disappeared en route to a storage facility in Dresden. The weapon was designated X-15. I have traced the path of the missing shipment. It was delivered to the Harfeld Manor. Well, that sounds horrible. It is. I've heard of this stuff before, back in the service. We called it Doom. Oh my god, it kills cartoons! I've never run across it in the wild, but I've heard enough horror stories to know that I don't want to. The stories you've heard are correct. This Doom is an extremely dangerous substance. He gestures to a technical document on his computer display. I've been reading up. To this day, the story of Doom remains a cautionary tale in biotech circles. Monoclonal antibody technology is strictly required now, and this substance is one of the reasons why. What does that stuff do exactly? Absol clears his throat and reads aloud from the information on the screen. Doom kills by destroying a host's muscle tissue via radioactive decay. Each individual Doom antibody is bound to a radioactive bismuth-212 isotope. When introduced into a host, these antibodies bind to surface-level muscle tissue. The tissue is then killed with alpha radiation. The process repeats itself until the host wastes away and dies. What if you don't have any muscles because you're all robot? Boom. Jesus. Iger nods grimly. I've heard that Doom was deployed in a couple of border skirmishes back in 41. After seeing what it did to people up close, the UCAS passed a unilateral ban on the stuff. If that doesn't tell you how bad it is, nothing will. Okay, so I hesitate to ask, but what would a dragon want with this Drek? Nothing good. That much goes without saying. This development worries me. It worries me greatly. If the dragon is stockpiling bioweapons, we've got an even bigger problem than we thought on our hands. There's a moment of silence, then Dietrich speaks up. Well, in my book, this doesn't change anything. I mean, it ups the stakes if Firewing's allowed to carry out her plans, whatever those might be. But we're going to stop her before that happens. That was always the plan. As far as I'm concerned, it's still the plan now. I agree with Dietrich. We need to focus on what's in front of us. Whatever the dragon's larger plans might be, the fact is that she's after us. We shouldn't let ourselves get distracted by anything else. Absol's slow to respond. Finally, he nods. Yes, I concur. For the time being, we must continue forward, and that means you must continue working toward raising Alice's fee. I leave the matter in your capable hands. When you've acquired the necessary funds and are ready to head back out to the rabbit hole, let me know. From there, we will discuss our next steps. Good. If you need me, I'll be getting prepped for this next run. Right behind you, love. Teacher casts a backward glance at Glory. If any of this had an impact on, she doesn't show it. Come on, Glory. Let's go. Oh, game is okay. Oh, it was auto-saving, apparently. That was the... Dietrich, that's not your usual spot. Oh, let's talk to Paul. Oh. We do need that, but let's not talk to him yet. Hi, Shubs. How's your day been? It's been fine, you know, just work and got groceries. What you need, boss? You know, boss, living in Berlin, I never thought I'd get the chance to go up against a blood mage. Guess today was my lucky day. Not sure how I feel about your freeing those clones. Might have been kinder to put them out of their misery. Shrugs. It was your call, though. Back when we took on Humanus, you said that you fought in the Night of Rage. I'd like to hear more about that. What kind of work do you do? Unless you don't like talking about work, did you understand? No, it's fine. Programming, software, web application stuff. It's not anything, not any exciting stuff that you would have even, it's like, it's literally for stuff for people who sell farm equipment, because I live in Iowa. You do the same thing? Well, I'm programming. It's a terrible way to live. No, it's he nods and fishes in his jacket pocket for his flask. Alright, boss. We can talk about it. I already mentioned that Berlin's punks and anarchists joined forces to fight off the racists, right? After a long, bloody fight, we beat them. What I didn't mention is how I figured into all this. I'm an anarchist at heart, always have been. But at the time, I fit squarely into the punk camp. What? How are the punks? Why are there two camps of punks and anarchists that are separate but joined forces? What? Like, punk is not a... I mean, okay, there is punk as a political formation, but it definitely is not, I don't think, distinct from anarchist. If you're looking at it as a political formation rather than an aesthetic or social formation, I'm confused. I was 32 at the time. Messerkamp was still touring. Not as much as we did when we were kids, but we had a following. I guess I was sort of an elder statesman for the scene. When we rallied to fight the racists. Like, I mean, they have a name. They're not just the racists, but... Okay. My followers came along for the ride. Bunch of young kids, all full of piss and vinegar and the immortality of youth. I was full of that good old Dragon Slayer spirit, pissed off and itching for a fight. So I led those kids into the fray. They waded into the riot right along beside me, yelling and screaming with their fists in the air. I don't remember a whole lot of the fight itself, boss, but I do remember the aftermath. A lot of the kids that followed me had grown up listening to my music. They had all my attitude, but none of them had my magic, and youthful enthusiasm is no defense against a knife or a handgun. I left the punk scene for all the reasons I told you, boss, but there was a bigger reason. I saw it in those kids' broken bodies. This road that I'm on, it leads to the grave. I've got the power to make the leisurely trip, but make no mistake, that is where I'm headed. Those kids tried to follow in my footsteps, and they wound up sprinting ahead of me instead. Better for me to stay out of the public eye and stick to the shadows. My sin as a role model was ill-advised. Yes, that's why you became a mercenary for hire, because that's... whatever. This game is such like an unintended damning of anarchism. And I say that with a lot of sympathy for anarchism. This game's particular way of engaging with it is not, and I think Shadowruns in general probably is really not good. Have you put any thought into what I said earlier? Yeah, boss, I have. It's an interesting idea, but there are risks. I'm thinking that this might be not the best time to approach him about it. He's the source of my magic, remember? If our discussion turned into an argument, he could take all that magic back in a heartbeat. Then where would it be? I kind of need Dietrich's magic. I don't know if the Dragon Slayer would appreciate picking a fight with the Dragon Slayer. That seems like, I mean, yes, you've got the cleverness of it, but can't justify the risk of you losing your magic. Not right now. Let's hold off on this until after we've gotten ourselves out of the mess we're already in. He nods grimly. Yeah, boss, my thoughts exactly. Yeah, there are other great fights, yeah. Let's just worry about the task in front of us right now. You don't need to concern yourself about me anyhow. I'll be fine. Alright. Let's go see if our resident fuckboy has anything to say. Hello, Blitz. I'd offer you smoke, but this is my last one. You still look distracted, Blitz. Let me guess. You didn't take my advice. I'm never distracted, Chief. Laser focused, right here. But, you're right. I did keep looking at Emily. And I found something. Excuse me. After our talk, I went wading into all this technology matrix hubs that I could find. Nothing too deep, don't worry. I didn't want to set off any alarm bells. But I had a hunch that if I poked around long enough, I'd find something that might lead me to Emily. And sure enough, I did. A message from the genuine article herself. She messaged you? Sure enough, sent me a note. Want to hear what it said? Press this forward without waiting for a response. I'll tell you. The note said, and I quote, "Lay off, Blitz. I told you to leave me alone. You've shown admirable self-control over the past year. Please don't give up on it now. I'll be back when I can. If I can. Until then, keep away from me, for both of our sakes." I said it! I told you it was just that she just God. Fuck off, Blitz. So I found her, and she wants nothing to do with me. Again, no explanations, no apologies, just a verbal pat on the head. I showed him admirable self-control. Really? She makes it sound like a toddler or something. No, she makes it sound like you are a stupid man who does not respect other people's choices. Did you expect any less from Blitz? No. This is when he first said the story. I was like, it sounds like she left you because you were completely refusing to understand the situation. And so she didn't even bother trying to explain. And the evidence keeps bearing that out. Hell no, I wasn't going to stand for that. Where did she get off stealing from me and then acting like it was my fault? I tried to trace the message like any good Decker would. You're an idiot, Blitz, and I note the use of the word tried. Both good options here. He nods grimly. She's good. Better than I ever thought she was. I couldn't trace the damn thing. Could keep digging, though. I mean, if she noticed me doing it before, it must have been close. Now, before you say anything, I was more discreet this time. I can be subtle if I have to. Nobody knows what I was doing. And I did find another clue. I hesitate to ask. That's okay, I'll tell you anyway. I found the connection between Emily and Seder Krupp. So, do you think she works for SK then? She stole the encrypted data from you to give to them? Well, maybe. I don't know, it's confusing. I was also able to track down some message fragments connecting you to the Shock Villain Rider. Yeah, but anybody can work for the Shock Villain Rider. I work for the Shock Villain Rider. So maybe she was a Seder Krupp mole, and she got close to me so she could... I don't know, so she could profit from my decking expertise? I really don't think that's it, Blitz. I really don't think it is. Maybe when she told me not to steal that data, she was using reverse psychology. That's gotta be it. She must have wanted me to take it. Oh my god. He frowns and shakes his head. But then again, maybe she's with the Shock Villain Rider. She's screwing both the Assies and SK over. If that's the case, then maybe she was with me because she genuinely wanted to be. Pauses for a moment, considering. Then, all at once, he seems to perk up. His chest puffs out, and he nods once decisively. Either case, I should make an effort to find her. I mean, she's playing a dangerous game, whether she's with SK or the Shock Villain Rider. Maybe she's gotten herself in too deep. She might need help. I mean, why else would she send me such a cryptic message? Oh my god, Blitz! Blitz, that message was anything but cryptic. She wants you to stay far, far away. Yeah, that's what she said, but I'll bet that she didn't mean it. She probably just didn't want to worry me. Or maybe she said it under duress. I mean, you gotta agree that it's worth less checking out. Blitz, listen to me. This is a bad idea, and nothing good is gonna come from it. You worry too much, Chief. I'm the best, remember? Where's the harm in digging a little deeper? I mean, Em might need me. If this is how you acted when you and Emily were together, I can see why she left. Yes. You recoil as if you punched him. Whoa, that was a pretty messed up thing to say, Chief. It was also accurate. You routinely ignore those around you because you think you know better. I'm here to tell you, you do not know better. But Blitz, listen to me. You need to show some more self-control and drop this. Blitz deflates before your eyes. He looks at his shoes. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, boss, you win. Let it go. I never thought I'd set foot in an Aztec technology building. It looks different in meat space than it does in the Matrix, I'll say that much. Truth be told, Chief, found the whole experience kind of nerve-wracking. Glad we're out of there. I'm even gladder that the building is a pile of smoldering rubble now. Alright, I'm glad you could have that conversation with Blitz that's like, actually, just like, no, you are being a fucker. All of your story is that just you are a fucker who refuses to recognize it. Hi, Iger. What? I don't... Okay. This isn't the best of time. Her body language is self-assured, but you can hear the anxiety in her voice. Something has her worried in a big way. Talk to me, Iger. Something's put you on edge. I want to know what it is. There's a long pause. Finally, she turns her PDA so you can look at the screen. This. The image that greets you is a hollow pic of a rail-thin orc with jet black hair. Who am I looking at? His name is Yuri Kozlov, but he's better known by his handle, the Engineer. He's a mercenary, ex-Spetsnaz, one of the best in his field. I ran up against him in my KSK days. Okay, why is this important? It's important because he's a monster. Where he goes, misery follows. The Engineer is cold, calculating, utterly pitiless, and impeccably well trained, and he's all too willing to sell his services to the highest bidder. Alright, what kind of services are we talking about? His specialties are social engineering and wet work. Those are two very different things. In practice, he spends most of his time paving the way for organized crime syndicates to seize new territory. I mean, you specialize in wet work, Iger. Wet work is just murder. He sets up bribes, takes out key members of the opposition, and forges alliances with existing street gangs. All of the groundwork the syndicate needs. He's extremely bad news, Kate. And my contact spotted him and shot a nest. I mean, how is this worse than, like, how is a crime syndicate worse? What does it even mean for there to be a crime syndicate in Shadowrun when the whole world is run by giant corporations anyway? Like, that's a little too close to the Kreutz Bazaar for comfort. Exactly. I've seen what the Engineer can do up close. My KSK unit tracked him a few years ago. I had him in the sights of my rifle, but I was ordered to hold fire. Couldn't afford to give away our position. To this day, I regret obeying that order. I saw what happened to the town that he was softening up after the Syndicate moved in. Again, Shadowrun always seems like it's a corporate dystopia where the corporate, like, it doesn't actually stick to the dystopia part, really. Like, it sort of pretends that, like, it always has the option for things to get worse in these weird ways that don't seem like, they don't really understand the way power structures work. Like, a crime syndicate is inherently small time compared to what a transnational global corporation can do and will do. You know, like, the corporations aren't more moral than a crime syndicate. It's just a matter of who has more power. I have to stop him before it's too late. What happened to that town? Can't be allowed to happen again in Shot Nest. Okay. Do you know who he's working for now? Safest bet would be a Russian syndicate, but there's no telling. His client list is longer than you expect. Got any examples? Well, I know for a fact he's worked for mafia groups operating inside and outside of Russia, and he put in a lot of time into the Blatkevetsky syndicate. He's taking contracts with the Triads as well. My contacts tell me he's even done a few jobs for Taminus. That's a hell of a resume. Yeah, it is. She bites her lip and stares at the image on the PDA for a long moment. So, long story short, I'm going to have to step out for a mission or two. I know how important it is that we resolve the Führerschwinger's situation. I get it, but I can't just sit back and let all this happen. I won't. I mean, dealing with this mercenary does pale in comparison to stopping the Firewing, but we're not really in a hurry. If the Court's Bazaar is at risk, this is too important a job to rest on the shoulders of one person. I'm going with you. End of story. Alright, Fearless Leader. You're right, I could use the help, but the others, they can't know about this. This is going to have to be a quiet job, 2 people max. Sure you're prepared for this? If you can't hold up your end, I'll be better on my own. Don't worry about me, I'm solid. Yeah, I know you are. Grab your things and meet me at Divine Keller. I've got a contact who's going to join us there, and he can help us figure out our next step. Well, if you don't want to bring anyone else, can we hire, or you don't want to bring any of the team, can we hire Lucky Strike at Divine Keller? She seems pretty competent. Okay, here we go. The Grimace story. Hi, Glory. Glory favors you with a weak smile. Her expression cautious. You're suddenly aware of how very small she is. Boy, Cade, I've got to admit I've been dreading this. So, now that you know what I've done, what I am, are you here to tell me off? I wouldn't blame you if you were. No, Glory, I'm not here to tell you off. Truth be told, I want to check in and see how you're doing. Not great. Struggling. About how you'd expect. Let's get her thoughts about the run first. I don't like magic. I've had some unfortunate experiences with it in the past. I mean, what they were doing down there in that lab, that was magic of the worst kind. You took the time to save S Technology's test subjects. In your place, I might not have. I don't think I could have justified endangering the mission. You have the option to completely ignore the question. Yeah, you do. That was interesting. She pauses for a moment, considering. Still, it worked out. I suppose that's all that matters. Alright, here we go. We left off at a bad place last time. I've been thinking about your story. I have a question for you. Yeah, what's that? Glory's also great. Glory is just the saddest character. It's just an unending... Her story is just an unending, just horrifying every step of the way. You got out of Fuhrstall, but Harrow's cult is still up and running, right? Still full of kids are being brainwashed, and worse. So shouldn't we do something about that? She holds her silence for a long time. Finally, she nods. Yes. I've been thinking about this for a long time, Cade. And every time that I've gotten close to making a decision, I've turned and run away again. No more running. I'm ready to face this thing, but I can't do it alone. I'm gonna need your help. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. Alright. If we're gonna do this, we need to be clear on what our goal is. There are a lot of innocent people in that place. Lost street kids who got sucked in by Marta and the other girls like her. Saving them won't be easy, but it feels like the right thing to do. But then there's also Harrow to consider. I want that man dead. Lord knows he deserves it. And if we don't make killing him our top priority, he might get away from us. If that happens, if he runs, he'll eventually start another cult somewhere else where we can't find him. And all of this will have been for nothing. We're likely to run into other complications as well. So I think that we need to make a decision here, up front. What would you do in my place? Rescue the kids or take down Harrow? I don't think that we can manage both. Oh god. Well, this is horrible. God, what a fucking decision! Like, because yeah, if he gets away, he can start up again. And that's clearly very bad. On the other hand, killing kids is presumably bad. I don't know. Fuck. I think we have to hope that we can find him again. Like, killing people who become brigands for hire don't often have happy stories. This is true. I mean, they're generally either. Well, I mean, in real life, most of them are probably just psychopaths. In a particular, who started in a particular environment. But there's a better route. Like, I feel like you should be able to put out your feel. Like the reason nobody stopped Harrow is because nobody knew to watch out for him, and I guess that no one, like, you know, it's a corporate dystopia, whatever. So, if you're keeping an eye out for that kind of thing, I feel, you know, with enough, you stand a chance of catching him again later. Assuming you don't want to play Psychopath Simulator, this is an well, yeah, of course. I mean, it's just like one of those things overall about like the nature of Shadowrunners and Shadowrun is like these people are mercenaries. They're not freedom fighters, you know. They're not people fighting for a cause. They're fighting for money, which is just inherently kind of like obviously kind of inherently gross. and puts kind of limitations on your character. But I guess at least it is, you know, I'm not saying there are better answers for your choice. I think you're doing good. I'm just saying there's a better option and a worse option. Oh, okay. I think we had to do this. I hate giving Harold the chance to escape, but you're right. Saving the kids is what's important. She pauses, considering her choice, and a smile fits across her lips. This feels like the path to redemption. This feels right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... honestly not as worried about Glory's redemption, because I don't like the configuration of stuff like this as, you know, a redemption narrative for someone who's done horrible things. But also, Glory isn't really... like, I don't really think Glory needs that much redemption. She's not so much... she's more of a victim. Someone that has had horrible things done to her. Okay, glad to hear that we're in agreement. When you're ready to go, meet me at the van. It's a long drive from here to the Schönbrück. Sean's right. I'll get my thing. Oh, and thanks, Cade, for everything. Okay, so we have 2 personal missions to do. I guess we already kind of... I guess Dietrich's was the Humanist mission. And we did Blitz's. And of course, I mean, I guess I understand why Glory doesn't want to bring anyone else on this one, but wait, what's over here? Oh. Oh, that's the route to... that's a subway, isn't it? I forgot about that. Oh, no, that's different. That's not... that's a different thing. Okay. Okay. Interesting, this is a primary objective versus going with Iger's, I guess because she offered to do it alone. Okay, let's save here. Okay, right, I gotta... God, it's so annoying. Still got that cheap booze. Yeah, look at my metal arm. What a good boy. Okay. Let's maybe go do Iger's mission first. Oh. Wait, where am I to go for Iger's mission? Oh, I had to meet with Iger's contact. Right. Where is Iger's contact? Oh, right. It's in the bar. Right. The bar. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting to go enable low latency and see how that works out. Hey, Lucky Strike. When I feel like... no. Hi. This dwarf has a distinctly Eurasian appearance. Eurasian? Is there such a thing? What? So he looks European and / Asian. Lucky Strike, look at my cool new arm. Do you like me now? He peers up at Iger through almond-shaped eyes. Eurasian exists. Is that a specific... okay. Descriptor? The rest of his broad face is dominated by strong Slavic features. He nods to himself and puts down his mug of soy calf on the edge of the table, a plate of day-old pie cools and a haze of cigarette smoke. It just seems like, you know, picked up a book on Eurasia today. It's the area between Europe and Asia proper. Okay, so like the Urals or like the steppes. Gotcha. Hi, Fiona. I'm alright, you know. How are you? Are you done cat sitting? Hi, Iger. Been a long time. He taps the thumb on the rim of his coffee cup. Keeping busy? You could say that. Cade Wolf, this is Bannock. He's a friend. Dwarf scoffs. I don't know if I go that far. Tired but good. Cat City is not complete. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. We got it. We got a sleeping kitten. I should turn on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Just lay down. Just take a nap. So we wanted to put it like over here. I think that's where it was good. Nothing personal, you understand. If I were to start keeping friends, I might call you one. But in my experience, friendship and obligation go hand in hand. Solitary life is cleaner. She smiles. Professional acquaintance, then. Dwarf nods. Better. Now let's get down to business, shall we? Took a dog for a while today. That's nice. We need intel on the engineer, where he's staying, who he's been working for, how long he's been in Shun-Nest. Whatever you got, we want it. He spears a hunk of pie with his fork and crams it in his mouth and starts to chew. A moment later, he shrugs. I've had worse. And of course, I'll give you what I can, but I don't know much. I can point you in the right direction, that's all. Just tell us what you can. We'll handle the heavy lifting. The dwarf nods, then fumbles in his jacket pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a weathered paper map and spreads it on the table. Alright, what you're looking at is the northwest quadrant of Shun-Nest. This is gang territory, all of it. These days, the whole Keys is being held by Rambach. Surprised there's enough left of them to hold much of anything. I've had a run-in with Rambach before. We can handle them. Wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. The guy that filled the power vacuum when their last leader bit it is a real piece of work. But hey, maybe you're right. I hope so, for your sake. He stabs a meaty finger down on the faded silhouette of the building. This warehouse right here is Rambach HQ, and that's where the engineer is staying. Oh, wonderful. Iger exhales heavily. If he's staying there, he must be arranging some sort of deal with them. That'd be a safe bet, and they haven't pulled their guns on him yet, so it'd be fair to assume the negotiations are going well. I'm sure that I don't have to tell you this, but the last thing we need is lines between some foreign syndicate and Rambach. No good could come of that. Can't argue that. Now, I can't tell you who the engineer is working for. You'll have to ask him about that yourself. But what I can do is make it easier for you to have a sit-down with him. Bannock reaches on the table and brings up a canvas bag, places it in front of you and pushes it forward. Don't open that in here. There are people in this room who would kill you for what's in that bag. You gonna tell us what it is? Or do we have to guess? He lowers his voice to a soft whisper. You have to lean in to hear him clearly. What you're going to find in there is a gadget about the size of a water pistol. It has a rubberized grip and a hair trigger, and it's good for one shot. Is it a stun gun? No. He pauses for a moment, playing with his sword. Well, not really. For your purposes, you might as well think of it as one, though. Oh my god! Oh, you guys missed that face! That was an amazing... Rosa was just doing an amazing, like, bug out, like, eyes bugged out face. Nope, okay, Rosa is just... Are you just... The object in question is a cyborg deactivator. I had it shipped here at great personal expense from a supermax prison in the UCAS. Traces a twirl in the air with a fork. The warden owed me a favor. Iger whistled appreciatively. Very nice, Bannock. That should make this easy. I don't know how long Rose is going to stay there. Not easy. Possible. I wouldn't be giving it to you if the job could be done without it. The engineer is rocking Delta-grade move-by-wire system. Unless you can shut it down, there's no way in hell you're going to catch him. And if we do shut it down, we'll be forced into a state of permanent seizure. He shrugs. Only until he gets the thing up and running again. Deactivated is not the same thing as broken. Dwarf shovels another heaping forkful of pie into his mouth. He chews thoughtfully. Until then, his life will be a living hell, but I can think of worse things to use as a bargaining chip. Remember, you need to know who he works for. The more you can take him out of his comfort zone, the better. Making people uncomfortable is my specialty. Woof. That is not, it's not true. Guys. You guys are being funny. Sounds like we have a plan. Why do we need to know who he's working for? Can't we just shoot him? I thought the whole plan was just to kill him. Sounds that way. Thanks, Bannock. I'll let you know how things work out. Don't bother. I'll be watching. Okay, now we can take the U-Bahn. Yeah, call Iger and travel to Shot Nest to locate the engineer. Okay. And must bring Iger must bring the cyborg deactivator. Okay. We can't bring anyone else. Nest. The Keats next door to the Kreutz Bazaar, and an object lesson in anarchy gone wrong. Violent gangs rule the streets here, trading territory to the roar of gunfire. The streets are a war zone. As dangerous as Nest already is, it could be worse. The gangs are vicious but disorganized. They pose little risk to neighbors. With little more than a makeshift barricade and a few volunteers, the Kreutz Bazaar has successfully insulated itself from the chaos of its neighboring Keats. The engineer could change all that. He has to be stopped, and the FCA as a whole needs to be alerted to what his clients are trying to do. It's up to you and Iger to make sure that happens. Okie dokie. Where is the thingy-mabob? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Good. That's fine. It's keyed to a specific target, so we can't, Okay, we're gonna need to bring this just in case, and we only have one, so we need to keep that in mind. Iger's like real leather jacket is a very Gibsonian touch. As you near the edge of the Kreutz Bazaar, the familiar piss and asphalt stench of Schottenest crawls into your nostrils and sticks to the back of your throat. The dilapidated husks of burned-out building loom above you, giving the place an air of menace. I was hoping I'd put this place behind me after the Jimenez run. Yeah, I'm with you there. She wrinkles her nose. The funny thing is, the Syndicate presence might actually help Schottenest, in the short term at least. They'd clean up the streets if nothing else. Don't tell me you're changing your mind. Not for a second. Syndicate, any syndicate in Schottenest would be a disaster for the Kreutz Bazaar. Let the people on the other side of the gate deal with their own problems. I won't allow my home to be endangered for their sake. That's, Is that snow? Because it was like snowing on the map earlier. The Kreutz Bazaar map. Hi guys. What the hell are you wearing? You again? Well, you ignored my warning last time, and you ain't dead, so I guess you can handle yourself. Let him through, Sergey. I forgot about this guy. Forgot that we had actually seen these guys before. I do not remember his mask. Let's go investigate this cardboard box. This cardboard box is filled with makeshift bedding. A homeless person must be using it to keep warm at night. We're not taking the homeless person's money. He's probably got like 5 credits on it. Why are there just like buildings, like holes in the ground? Sinkholes. Sure, what's over here? Oh, bliss. I mean, there's no harm in seeing how much is on the cred stick for science. I don't think that was an option. I think it was pick it up. Rambach gang up ahead. Maybe there's a way around. Okay, so those guys over there. More gang members. Science is impartial. That's not true. Door panel. Oh yeah, there's a warehouse. Okay. Let's go over here. Sure, let's check out this motorcycle. Engine's still warm. Colors on the tail clearly mark it as Rambach property. Okay. I don't know what the point of that was. Not sure what. Let's talk to this lady. I got pots and pans. You need pots and pans? No, but some info would be nice. You seen any new friends of the Rambach show up lately? Yeah, I sure have. What's to ya? Woman eyes you up and down, clearly waiting for you to make an offer. Just trying to help with the neighborhood. Sure, I'll give her 50 to the end. She leans in for a whisper. They're just down the street in the warehouse with the grass in front. You guys showed up a few days ago. Seems like a bigwig. They've been moving product through ever since. What kind of product? That cost you extra, sweetie. Is it important? Drugs, guns, the usual. Seems like more drugs than guns lately. So maybe things will pick up around here. No problem, honey. I got the best deals on pots and pans inside of Spandau. Where's my money at? Yeah, 5,600. It's like, pretty sure paying her off is totally fine. What? What do you want? I'm new in town. What's hot around here? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. All there is to do is shat nest and get your arse beat by gangs until you decide to join one. Which gang are you in? Still in the former camp. Heard of the Rambach due to Hayes' new memories. I'll take getting pushed around every once in a while over that. Just looking for some information. I bet you are. Seen your type before. Probably looking for someone. Looking for something that's been stolen. Either way, the Rambach won't be happy about you sticking your nose in a shot nest. Yeah, looks like guards down there. So that did not tell us anything that we didn't already know. But Eurogames know the correct spelling of ours. I don't know about walking in, if that's the... Okay. I was like, I don't know if that's the appropriate thing, but, Hey, Iger. Medium cover, light cover. Oh, that's where I want to be honest. Why do I have it in my inventory? This is maybe a problem. What's she doing? Oh, that's what she's doing. Alright, we need to kill her. Ouch. But I'm in cover, so it's okay. Well, she's not quite dead. There we go. Good enough. Okay, how do we actually get in there? How do we get in there? I think we gotta go down through here. Oh god, he might be coming to us. Okay, well, that guy's coming through there. What are you... Okay, that's really annoying. But it's not that much of a problem. Okay, well, this didn't hit me. Good. Tiger. Reload. They're definitely going to be coming out of there, so Overwatch that. Overwatch with my grenade launcher that I just somehow have all the time. This unfortunately doesn't get any. You know what? I actually don't want that up in case the guy comes through. Oh shoot! It actually moved to the right next turn. Okay, so I still can't go through there. So where the fuck do I go? I'm very confused. But oh wait, I can just go through? Oh, it's not a door. It's like a. Okay, I see. I see. Whoops. So we shouldn't be like. I'm confused about what's going on. So there's still that person in there and that person. Think you'll be able to see from there? So oh, we can also go out here. Oh no, we can't go over that. Oddly enough, we can't go over that little fence. Okay, bring this out. Oh, it didn't come back to me. Weird. It didn't follow me. Okay. What? Oh, oh. I didn't actually. Alright, just go up there then. Does that not trigger a... Okay, I guess it doesn't. She not actually... Oh, she can't see anyone from here. Well, what's the point of this little thing then? God. Alright. Oh, right, this thing can't overwatch. What is that guy? Does he have, like, is he seriously like a dude with... Oh, ouch. No, he's a mage. He's not a monk. Okay. First of all, you get out of the way. They're just gonna shoot. They're just gonna shoot my drones. Oh, she's gonna run away. Okay. Then she's gonna shoot the drone. Hi. Really? This is so sad. Alright, finally. Need to get them healed. Okay. I don't know where that guy went. You better not run away. That would be pretty infuriating. Actually, pulling you back. Did they get like their AI changed to not be set to follow me anymore or something? Like, they definitely used to do that. And there was like a setting for it, I remember. Is this reloaded? I guess it's good reload. Okay, there's somebody out there. It's good to know. Should be... Actually, I want to heal my drone. Okay. Let me just do that. Okay, there we go. Hi. Really? Really? Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. These doors. Oh, I really need fucking XCOM, like the where I can, what targets will be able to be seen or targeted from here. Okay, well I don't want to move her. Oh, wow, what an idiot. Okay, I don't know why. I don't honestly know why it did that. Did they leave? Oh shit. Did he just run away? Okay, oh, there he goes. Engineer must survive. Why does he have to survive? Let's fucking murder his ass. Okay, what is the range of the device? Okay. Obviously not this range, but... Holy shit! That was a lot more damage than I expected. Oh god, he's gonna fucking run away. Okay. Really wish it was not on me. Oh my god, really? Shit. Well, let's run over here. That's a problem. Good news is... that's pretty... okay, that's actually good. There we go. There we go. That's what I need to do. Don't... okay. That's bad, but that's fine. Okay. Do the thing. Clear the area. Okay. Now we gotta kill everyone. Don't. Okay. 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 Everyone knows he gives your arc thrower to your rookies. It wasn't my decision. Also, the fact that these things aren't following me is really annoying. I gotta figure out what setting I changed. That guy. I'm gonna eat some shit. Oh my god, he didn't die. He didn't die! There we go. Let me drag this guy back to the warehouse. We're gonna find out what he knows. It's a lure on a limited... we're kind of on a timetable. Engineer lies splayed out on the ground, his body trembling violently. Iger shoves a bottle up his nose and squeezes. What? Oh, like she's giving him a medicine, not like she's breaking a bottle, like a glass bottle in his nose. This is what I read it as. Like the engineer shudders violently, then the trembling begins to subside. She glances at you. An aerosol BZD to help treat the seizures. Bannock was kind enough to include it in his goodie bag. Won't last long, but it should give Yuli here enough muscular control to answer a few questions. Jesus, look, Iger's really, like, ruthless. And we're in, like, look at all these glass beakers and shit. Like, it's a resuscitant, not a beer. Well, Engineer's voice comes out in a trembling stutter. Fuck you, troll. Iger raises an eyebrow. See? He's talking already. Engineer's eyes burn with hate. What is up with his face? Beads of sweat dot his brow as he struggles to control the tremors that rack his body. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and then releases it slowly. The trembling begins to subside. I don't know. I don't want to torture him. Silence stretches. Finally, the engineer speaks. Tell me what you want from me so I can tell you to go screw yourselves. I wouldn't recommend that, Yuli. You know who I am. I can see it in your eyes. You remember from the old days, right? Your voice is cold, sharp. You know what I'm capable of. So do yourself a favor. Answer our questions. Yes, I know you, troll, but your friend I do not know. Does she have the stomach for this? Not many do. Just let Iger keep talking. Be the strong, silent muscle with robots. Iger inclines her head in your direction. She doesn't talk much, but she's a great listener. Of course, if you don't tell her what she wants to hear, she might lose her patience. And then, well, things are gonna get loud. Yeah, you're helpless. You're really a cripple. Oh, but if you answer our questions, things will go easier for you. So tell us, which payroll are you on? Me? His voice sounds stronger now. The stutter that marred his speech has almost completely faded away. I'm on nobody's payroll. You're on vacation. She grabs a fistful of the orc's hair and lifts his head. His face is inches from his. Tell us who sent you to Shatnest. There's a long pause. Eventually, the engineer looks away. Alright, you want to know so badly? I'll tell you. Tomina sent me here. They want to use Shatnest as a base of operations in Berlin. My point of contact is a ghoul named Beetle. He leans forward and locks eyes with Iger. There, you got your intel. Set me free or kill me. Yuli. Iger leans back, shaking her head. You wouldn't roll over on an employer this easily. Your rep tells you that much. He raises an eyebrow in a look of mock astonishment. No? I mean, if I say no, Iger's probably just gonna torture him. But also, I assume he is not telling the truth. You wanted a name? I gave you a name. Want more? I can give you those too. I can name you 100 clients who love a piece of Shatnest. How do you intend to determine who's really sent me? I've got a couple of ideas. Engineer smirks. You can try beating the truth out of me. You can try cutting on me. Get creative with pliers if you like. Every time you hurt me, I'll give you a different name. Did you come to support Iger or not? Yeah, well... Torture me or don't. It'll all end the same way. I'll be dead. You'll know nothing for certain. My clients will move ahead on schedule. Will they move ahead on schedule considering you're dead and you are supposed to do a job? I mean, if he already did what care about being a stitch, because of his reputation, this is all he's going to have after he's dead. He doesn't want his reputation to be that he rolled over. He snorts. You think I'm a delusional, woman? I'm already dead. She troll beside me is going to put a bullet in my brain as soon as she gets what she wants. Just look at her. Take a long look at that ugly troll face. She's just aching to put me in the ground. Iger's hand bunches into fists. She's still smiling, but you can feel the heat of the hatred behind her eyes. You've got bigger issues to worry about than my face, Yuli. If you don't start telling me what I want to hear in the next 30 seconds, this is going to get messy. You know Iger. He takes his time pronouncing the name, savors it. I'd like to tell you a story. We share so much history, you and I. Iger says nothing, but her eyes narrow. Oh boy. Engineer continues, his grin broadening. This is a funny story. It's a story about your time in the KSK. A story about futility. I can tell you all about the many lives you touched. How the syndicates touched them again afterwards. Would you like that? There's a long pause. Eventually Iger turns to face you. Okay, Wolf, do me a favor. Sweep the building for intel. Anything we might have missed on the way end. I don't need this in my life. I really don't. Also, don't tell him my name. What's the point of beating him up? We just kill him and we move on. It's not going to make you feel better, Iger. I don't know if that's a great idea, Iger. It's necessary. She eats a disgusted glance at your captain. I won't let this twisted little prick chase me out of the room. He can tell me whatever story he likes. Feels like this guy's getting under your skin and we can't afford to kill him before we get to the truth. Don't worry about me. Everything's all right on my end. But this asshole is right about one thing. We aren't going to solve this on his word alone. Agreed, but I don't think we can beat the answer out of him either. No, of course not. She sighs. I'm sure that he'd eventually spill the name we're looking for, but he'd be buried in so much white noise it'd be impossible to filter out. If you can find some corroborating evidence, though, that might help us wade through the river of bullshit he's spewing. I can tell you what to look for, but he was doing business with Rambach. I can't tell you what he's looking for. But he was doing business with Rambach in this building. There must be something here that can tell us who he represents. Alright, Iger, but remember, we need the son of a bitch alive. No torture. Yeah, I'm good, but be quick. Okay, okay. Well, that door was locked before, so... I'm gonna guess, yep. The broken body of a human man lies at the floor. His face is a mess of fresh cuts and congealing blood, and his head is oddly deformed. Despite his wounds, his mouth is twisted into a macabre smile. Judging by the shape of the ganger's head, you'd guess that his skull's been fractured in at least 3 places. The center of his forehead is particularly gruesome. It looks soft, as though the skin were stretched like a tent between shards of broken bone. Looking up, you can see a great smear of gore on the door of the room he found him in. The implications are clear. This man bashed his own head in trying to get out, and he did it with a smile on his face. His hands are badly broken too. You've seen these sort of injuries after bare-knuckle fistfights, but never anything severe. This man punched something hard and went on punching until his hands were reduced to useless slabs of meat. So drugs. Some kind of drug. I don't have biomedical... If Glory were here, she would know what to look for. Chemical storage barrels. A light jostle shows they're completely empty. Okay. It looks melted. Cargo container looks empty. Here we go. The generic courier drone has been stamped together out of prefab parts from a dozen different manufacturers. It's a cheap utilitarian thing, remarkable only in that it's so incredibly plain. Half-right teenager could cobble something like this together in an afternoon. The drone sits in a charging cradle, its turbofan unpowered. A cheerful green light blinks on its front panel to remind you that it's still active. You can see the silhouette of something under the flimsy plastic dome of the drone's cargo compartment. Whatever this thing was here to deliver, it's still carrying it. Pop the lid on the cargo container. Okay. You depress the catch of the container's plastic lid. Rather than swinging open, the lid slides back to reveal a touchpad, because this thing is password locked. Taking a closer look, you know something strange. Excuse me. There's a set of electrical contact plates lining the lip of the drone's cargo compartment. It's a fair bet this thing is outfitted with an anti-tampering system of some kind. Okay. Rig into the drone. Hatching into the drone's OS via your remote control rig is simple enough, but you run into a hitch. Whoever set this thing up seems to install a number of anti-theft safeguards to prevent unauthorized access. You attempt to slip past it, but there's no telling what will happen if you trip one. Disconnect from the drone. Okay. We're gonna go look for a password. Oh right, we gotta go through here to do that. Okay, a ledger. It's useful. There's a small ledger lying in this crate. The cover is cheap leatherette and the paper is tissue-thin newsprint. Leaf through the pages. Pages are filled to overflowing with handwritten text. You don't recognize the language, but judging by the accent marks, you'd guess it's Scandinavian tongue. While you can't read it, the arrangement of the text tells you the ledger is primarily being used as an address book. Okay. Forklift tires are flat. Looks like it hasn't been used in years. Okay. So they're not moving stuff around. So we don't have a... I'm gonna save before I try to talk to Iger, because I don't know if I can... I just want to ask her about if she can read the thing. I don't actually want to... As you approach, you can see the engineer's chest is sheeted with blood. Most of it seems to be streaming from his nose, which has been crushed into a wad of bloody meat. Iger turns to face you. Her bunched fists are dripping red. Find anything? She speaks to you through clenched teeth. Her voice sounds strange and her cheeks are flushed. I thought you said you weren't going to resort to torture. This isn't torture. It's justice. If you knew half of what this bastard has done, if you'd heard the things that he just told me, you'd do the same. Beating the tar out of a helpless... Oh yeah, I mean... Beating a tar out of a helpless prisoner isn't justice. Stand down. She pauses and turns away. Just tell me what you found. Yes, please. Engineer's voice is thick and wet. He smiles through a set of gore-stained cheeks. Enlighten us. I found this ledger. I don't recognize the language, but it looks Scandinavian. Iger leaps to the journal, quickly flipping the soy-cow-stained pages. Norwegian, maybe. I'm thinking this is written in Bokmal. She frowns. I can't read it, but it looks like a shipping manifest. Something like that. There are a lot of addresses in there. She riffles through the pages, flipping the cheap paper with her thumbnail. Looks like addresses all the way through. Some are annotated, but I can't see any names. 2/3 of the way through the book, she stops short. Find something interesting? Wordlessly, she turns the journal around. At the top of the page, written in a different hand, is a single word. It's written in English, but you can understand it all the same. Wednesday. She nods. Yeah, not particularly helpful without a full date, but I guess something. Of course, Wednesday might not refer to the day of the week at all. It could be code for something. Taken out of context like this is impossible to say. So what do you make of this? This should be good. Iger ignores him. Her gaze remains fixed on the book. It might be nothing. Or could mean he's back in bed with the Lobachevsky Syndicate. Did you find anything else? We need to be sure about this before moving forward. I must have missed something. I'll keep searching. Yeah. I'm gonna guess Wednesday is the password. Enter a password. Wednesday. Plastic lid of the car container pops open with a click. Inside you find what appears to be a homemade SimSense chip. It sits securely in a custom-made plastic bracket. Take the chip. Pop out the chip with the bracket and pocket it. A few seconds later, an angry hissing sound comes from somewhere deep within the drone. Step back. As you step away from the drone, the hissing sound grows to a roar. Bright white sparks spit out from the drone's melting chassis and streak across the room. You've seen this kind of reaction before. Thermite. Whoever built the drone must have wired it with a self-destruct device. In seconds, all that's left of the little drone is a molten wreck on the charging cradle. Foul-smelling smoke pours from the remains. You steal another glance at the chip you recovered and turn away. Alright. Good, I'm glad that asking her about it was the right thing to do. Seems like it anyway. I found a body in the other room. For the looks of him, he tried using his head to beat down a steel-reinforced door. Interesting, but not unusual in these parts. There are all kinds of drugs that can make a person act that way, and most of them aren't hard to get in a place like Shadowrun. There are a pair of courier drones in the other room. No markings. They look custom built. One of them has been slagged, but the other had this chip in its storage compartment. When he produced the chips, the engineer's eyes widen slightly. He turns his head and coughs rack his body. Interesting. This means something to you, Yuli? Iger takes the chip from you and holds it up to the light. No identifying markings. I've seen enough BTLs in my time to know when I see it, but this is different. It's been modified somehow. Go ahead and slot it, bitch. It'll take you on the ride of your life. Snack it for me, will you? I'm busy. Iger, refresh my memory. What's a BTL? You don't get out much, do you? BTL is a kind of SimSense chip. Stands for better than life. They're cheap, easy to find, and incredibly addictive. People have died of dehydration while riding BTL highs. It's pretty common on the streets. They just stay plugged in until their bodies give out. Not a pretty way to go, believe me. And speaking of which, look at Yuli's temples. See that sweat beating up? I'd say our friend here has developed himself a habit. You don't know what you're holding, slag. He spits the words out like venom. His eyes are locked on the chip in Iger's hands. Slowly he licks his lips. You don't deserve to touch that chip. Hopefully he's got a lot of, certain words that he likes to use. Or at least that this conversation is using that have not come up in the game very much. I don't think you're right, Iger. Or I think you're right, Iger. Our friend here is an addict. Or I thought this guy was a professional. He is. I know his rep. I know that he's much too careful to get himself addicted to Sims. She glanced at the engineer. His eyes are locked on the chip. If these things have him hooked this badly, they must be even more addicted than standard BTLs. It's a frightening thought. You're telling me the last thing we need is more sim junkies on our streets. She turns to face the engineer. You got anything to add to that, Yuli? You have no idea how wrong you are about all of this. He struggles to rise from the floor, but his muscles refuse to cooperate. Finally, he gives up a scowl. If I could move my arms, I'd take that chip from you and show you what it does. I'm sure that you would. She glances over her shoulder at you. Good find. You've struck a nerve. Any other thoughts? I think I might know where the other chip went. Remember that body I found in the other room? Yeah, good thought. Go check it out, but be quick. I don't know how long it is before we have company here. Ruined body, okay. Search for the missing chip. Peeling back a patch of matted hair, you find something that a casual viewer would have missed. The man had a chip jack. It's a cheap model sufficient for loading SimSense chips and BTLs, but little else. It doesn't take much effort for you to pry it open. Inside the chip jack, you find a glob of plastic. It looks as though whatever this guy was running melted down sometime after he slotted it. A chip jack like this couldn't generate enough heat to destroy a SimSense chip. The only logical conclusion is that the chip itself was wired to melt down after use. Well, that's odd, I guess. The engineer's eyes remain locked on the chip. His face has gone pallid white and his shirt is drenched with sweat. His eyes bulge and his breathing is heavy. Find what you're looking for? Yeah, I pried his chip jack open and found a blob of melted plastic inside. It was still warm to the touch. Iger examines the remnants of the chip in your fingers. I've heard of things like this before. Single-use stims designed as self-destruct as they're slotted. Keeps the customers from reusing the same BTL over and over again. So that you found our missing chip. I agree, but the ganger who slotted this wasn't blissed out like a normal sim junkie. It was almost the opposite. He looked wild, like a madman. Madman. The engineer lets out a chuckle. It's a horse barking sound. You don't know a damn thing. Why don't you educate us? Chip doesn't drive you insane. It opens your eyes. His voice grows in volume, becomes ragged. Slot one, and you become a god. Iger stares at him, her expression flat. The engineer sneers. I too was a skeptic. Then the wolf caught me, and the raven opened my eyes, and now at last I can see. Hi, SL. Your face? A horse barking sound? Suddenly he lurches forward. Every muscle in his body goes tight, and the cords down his neck. Give me the chip. It was promised to me. I need it. Tell us who you're working for. It's all yours. Engineer spits out a mouthful of blood and hits the tile floor with a sickening splat. He grinds his teeth and snarls out a single word. Winter night. There's a moment of silence. Finally, Iger speaks. Never heard of him. Of course you haven't. If you had, you'd already be dead. And it'll leave loose ends. Yeah, there he goes again. His body begins to tremble. It looks like the drugs are wearing off. They have money, Sheetrol, money and influence. Enough to put the syndicates to shame. Even I cannot say how much, but I do know that what I've seen is just the tip of the spear. Alright, let's say you're telling the truth, and there's some sort of secret societies behind this. What do they want with Schattennest? They do not tell me these things. All I know is they want to store things here. Crates, boxes, shipped in from all over. No cargo inspections, and no traces back to them. What are they shipping in? Weapons? Drugs? More of these BTLs? The eyes are incredulously. Think that I asked them? It's not my place to know. All that I know is what was promised to me. Give me the chip! His voice comes out in a shivering screech. You promised! She promised you the chip. Iger smiles at the engineer. Slowly she pulls a knife from her belt. Its serrated edge glints in the light. I, on the other hand, didn't offer you a goddamn thing. She's got you there. Iger leans in to look the engineer in the eye. She grins. Goodbye, Yuli. She plunges her blade into the engineer's throat. The orc lets out a startled gurgling sound, thrashes, and dies. Okay. I mean, that's better. I thought she was going to, like, try and destroy it in front of him to just mess with him more. Like, no, fine. Just kill him. That's fine. Just get it over with. Iger wipes her hands clean and looks up, an expression of grim satisfaction on her face. Well, that takes care of that. Thanks for the assist, fearless leader. No problem, but we aren't done here yet. We still have Winter Night to deal with. Can't do it, fearless leader. What you're suggesting is beyond the scope of our capabilities. I don't have any contacts in Norway. Wouldn't even know where we began looking for Winter Night. And if we found them, what then? Two of us aren't going to stop an international conspiracy on our own. We're good, but we're not that good. Speak for yourself! Got a point there. We'll let the Flex State handle it. Good call. Now there's just one more thing I want to do before we head back home. She gestures at the engineer's lifeless body. We still need to search the bastard. Who knows? Maybe he has some additional evidence on him. Or in him. Could be that his headwear storage. We don't know until we go digging. Alright, let's get this over with. Time passes. The job is long and unpleasant, but eventually you find something. A hidden storage compartment in one of the engineer's cyber arms. Deactivated as cyberware is, it takes some prying to get it open, but Iger leans in and puts some muscle into it. With a metallic snapping sound, the compartment yawns open. Iger reaches in and pulls out a cylindrical object about the size of a beer can. She inspects it and a smile creeps across her face. Does that mean something to you? Yeah, actually. It's a pulse grenade. Last I heard, the Russian military was developing them as crowd dispersal devices, but that was years ago. Looks like Yuli kept a memento of his time in the Spetsnaz. She examines the grenade with a critical eye. Looks like Russian engineering. Typical Russian engineering. Clunky, but functional. If I took this thing apart, I bet I could figure out how they made it. Anything else in there? She dips her hand into the secret compartment one more time. No, not that I can. Without warning, the engineer's cyber arm began to twitch. His body bucks convulsively while his dead eyes stare straight ahead. Iger snatches her hand back and steps backward. What the? Engineer's body surges forward, a violent convulsive motion. His eyes bulge out of his skull, then his chest evaporates in a spray of light. As you watch, the chemical fire that rages from the engineer's body blackens his flesh and spits sparks across the room. It's the same reaction that you saw when the drone went up, a thermite reaction. His employer's Winter Night. Must have implanted that thing in him. Yeah, must have. I'm willing to bet if we hadn't used the cyberware deactivator on him, he'd have gone up before he had the chance to spill any names. We were looking for further proof. I think that was it. Yeah, looks that way. Let's go. People need to know about this. Alright. We did it! Where are we going? Oh, I guess we have to go out this way for some reason. Oh, okay, that's... Turn to the Kreutz Bazaar. The U-Bahn whisks you toward the Kreutz Bazaar, Iger standing by her side. The image of the engineer's body disintegrating in flame replays itself over and over in your mind. The bright flash, the shower of sparks, the overpowering stench of sizzling meat. A blue-green afterimage hangs suspended in the center of your field of vision, and it refuses to be blinked away. From what Iger told you, the engineer was a menace, an international criminal at the top of his gang, and as you watched, he was consumed from within by a device that marked him as disposable. The rattle of your U-Bahn car coming to a halt shakes you from your reverie. You're home. Wheel? That wasn't very long. Let's go talk to Iger. We should talk about what happened with the engineer. She nods. Agreed. I'm ready to go over it with you, R. So the engineer was working for a secret society. I wasn't expecting that. Neither was I. She frowns. Part of me is still having trouble believing it, but it's true. Yuli wasn't lying. I could see it in his eyes. Have you been able to do any digging on Winter Night? No. There just isn't much reliable information out there. Whoever these guys are, they're very good at information control. None of my contacts could find anything but rumors and conjecture. And most of that is too crazy to even consider. I mean, just because it sounds nuts, that doesn't mean it isn't true. The world is more than enough crazy to go around. True, but what I've been hearing about Winter Night is straight up mental. We're talking stories about magical nukes and the end of the world, Fenris shamans, Ragnarok, that kind of thing. Shakes her head. Like I said, nuts. And the most powerful corporation in the world is run by a dragon. Like I said, crazy things happen. Fair point, but this is just too far out there for me to accept. It's far more likely that they release these stories themselves to throw people off whatever they're really doing. Anyway, we stopped them cold in Schottenest. Whatever their business is, whatever was going to be in those crates that the engineer was having shipped there, it isn't our problem anymore. The Kreutz Bazaar is safe, on that front at least. I hope you're right. Chin up, fearless leader. We did good back there. Besides which, we still have a dragon to worry about. You said that you thought you could reverse engineer that pulse grenade that you pulled from the engineer. Any luck with that? Yeah, actually, it wasn't too difficult to pull the thing apart and see what made it tick. She smiles. Making one of my own is a different story, but I got it in the end. She reaches into her desk and grabs a cylindrical object. Gently, she lifts it up and hands it to you. Meet the newest addition to my arsenal. I call it the Voltaic Grenade. It's based on the same principles as the Russian pulse grenade, but with a few tweaks of my own. What sort of tweaks are we talking about? Mine is a lot more bite than the original. I bumped up the amperage quite a bit. When that thing goes off, it'll both shut down the nervous system and cook the organs of anyone in its blast radius. Sounds nasty. She nods and tucks the weapon back into her desk. It is. You wouldn't want to be on the wrong end of one of these. For now, I've only managed to make one Voltaic grenade. They aren't the cheapest things in the world to manufacture, or the cheapest. The easiest things to manufacture in the world. She nods thoughtfully. But I could be able to scrounge up enough raw materials to put a new one together between each run. I mean, like, that's what I assumed. It was just going to be one of her inventory items that refresh every run, but it's funny to actually Like, just put it like that. So you only have one per run. That's right, Fearless Leader. But if used in the right situation, that one could turn the tide of an otherwise unwinnable fight. Hey, I'll take it. When I left the room to search for clues, the engineer told you something. Something that pushed you over the edge. That son of a bitch said a lot of things. What of it? What do you think? I don't know what he told you. Or... You knew that we needed him, but you beat him badly. I'm worried about that lapse of control. You don't need to be. There's nothing wrong with my self-control. I made a choice to unload on Yuli, because he was a murderous asshole. I knew how much pressure to apply, which bones to break, which ones to leave alone, and I did all those things. That's really monstrous, Iger. That's really monstrous. But why? What did he tell you to push you to that point? It takes her a long time to respond. When she does, her voice carries a tone of resignation. You really want to know? Alright, fine, I'll tell you. Told me about a bunch of Polish towns that my unit swept for syndicate activity. Told me how the mob poured back in right after we left, and what they did to people who'd accepted our help. Told me about the beatings, the rapes, the killing rooms, and the torture, and worse. He relished in describing it, the relentless, hideous barbarism of it all meant to teach some sort of lesson. I think that's the cruelest part of this entire story. Those people, they didn't need a lesson in how terrible life can be. They live with that every day. So a crime syndicate gets up to this kind of stuff. Cults get up to this kind of stuff. But we don't hear police or corporate security getting up to this kind of stuff in this world. Like, it's just a world that does not understand. Yeah. Yuli seemed to find all this hilarious. Yeah, I know he's pushing my buttons on purpose. And yeah, I know that he's trying to make me lose control. But the hell with it. He deserved a good beating. Yuli didn't pull any punches, so I didn't pull any punches. If you have a problem with that, you can go and get fucked. Oh, wow, Iger. Cool down, Iger. We're both on the same side here. I mean, she's saying she didn't get played, and she didn't kill him, so guess I kind of gotta... I know. Sorry, I guess. I'm still a little on edge about this, which is exactly what Yuli wanted, of course. She grits her teeth. I just can't help thinking, what if he wasn't playing me? What if those things did happen? If I leave things where they stand, there'll always be some hope that he was lying. But if I dig into this and find out he was telling the truth, if I find out that none of what we did meant anything, even if he's telling the truth, that doesn't invalidate what your unit was doing over there. Doesn't it? Our actions might have drawn attention to those people, made them targets. They were already targets. You need to quit beating yourself up over it, Iger. It isn't like you. She gives you a brusque nod. You're right, it isn't. No more moping about, I promise. I will look into this. Wherever this trail leads me, I'll follow it, and I won't stop until I find the truth. I'm willing to help you see this through if you want the help. She shakes her head. Thanks, but no. Not now, at least. At some point, after we're done with what we're doing, I'll look into this. I'll get to the truth, whatever it might be. But I'm not going to do it today. When you're ready to start looking, you can call on me for help. I've got your back, Iger. She nods. I know it, and I'm glad. Now let's change tack. Is there anything else from the run that you'd like to go over? If you have any thoughts, I want to hear them. That's all. Thank you, Fearless Leader, both for the chat and for the assist on the run. Alright. I guess we'll start Glories. We probably won't. I don't know if we'll finish it. We'll see how long it takes. Probably just run long and probably finish it is most likely. Alright, we have to go take the van. forgot this is out here. Take the van. Okay. Make another save. Look at. Wait, what? I got the thing installed. Which is that? What? I don't think it worked. Yeah, it says it's counting as 9, but... I think that might be pointless. Alright. Did you keep the receipt? Why does she have throwing weapons 4 and unarmed? Like, why is her throwing weapons higher than her? It's so... I wish I could level up these characters. About to travel to Harrow's compound in Tübingen. The drive from the Kreuzbazaar to the Schönbrück forest was a long one. For over 6 hours, you and Glory rode in relative silence with only sounds of the road for company. God, you guys gotta get some podcasts. Now you find yourself crouching in the woods, watching, waiting. Off in the distance, the rustic exterior of Fürstella looks curiously warm and inviting, but you know what's waiting inside. The anticipation churns at your guts like a living thing. Eventually, a van pulls out of the compound's driveway and rolls out along a service road before disappearing from view. Glory gives you a nod and begins to scramble forward. Harrow has left the building. It's time for you to make your way inside. Okie dokie. Huh. Yeah, I used one of those. I forgot about that, so I don't have another one. Can we give her... I mean, I guess we can give you that. In case there's ever any reason to. Let's give you an AoE. Frag grenade. Don't know if we want to replace... We'll just have the one another flashbang, which is not that useful. Guess we'll put that in there just in case. Might as well. I know I have unspent karma. The weathered edifice of Fürstella looms above you, dark and sinister in the chill night air. Despite the horrifying stories that Glory told you about this place, something about it feels strangely comforting. In the back of your mind, insidious voices whisper that you could stay here forever. Do you feel it? The lure of this place? Glory gestures with a limb of chrome and steel. When I was a kid, when I was whole, the pull was irresistible. Yeah, I can feel it. It's almost pleasant. It's meant to be. That's how it gets to you. It worms its way inside of you, changes you. You don't even realize what's happening until it's too late. She looks at you and her eyes are dark. When she speaks again, her voice is quiet but steady. You're gonna see some terrible things here, Cade. Fürstella exists to prey on the young, and we're gonna have to come face to face with that. Are you sure that you're prepared for this? When you say the young, how young do you mean? Do you know what we're walking into? Teenagers mostly, 16 through 18, though there is the rare exception. It's young enough to make me feel uneasy. I mean, I don't want to say like not that young then, but also I'm like, I am glad that they're not that young. She nods. Me too, but we're gonna put an end to it one way or the other. So I'll ask you again, are you ready for this? I need an honest answer. I mean, I'm ready as I'm going to be is true. I'm also not sure is true. Oh shit, teens! Yeah. I wonder if any of these teens are ripped. High strength scores. I'm as ready as I'm going to be. She studies your face for a moment longer and looks away. Good. You want to compare notes? Make sure that we're both on the same page? We save the street kids and runaways that are living here. We take them away from this place before Hera can turn them into monsters. We keep them from following in my footsteps. This is your run, Glory. I'm just here to help you see it through. So what do we do first? Hera keeps a shrine in the compound. It's the key to his control over the cultists. We're going to purify the shrine and break that control. Then we're going to lead those kids out of here. Tell me more about the shrine. It's a lump of rock about as tall as I am, inscribed with runes and encrusted with bone. Its power comes from an entity that Hera bound into the stone. Something very old and very dangerous. A toxic spirit. In many ways, it is the heart of this place. Gotta get Schwally in here. Gotta tell him you're gonna murder teens. Well, we're trying to avoid murdering teens, Isel. That was the decision we had to make. The voices that you can hear whispering in the back of your mind, those are the spirit's voices. It saps the will of anyone who sets foot on these grounds. We can't save those kids until the shrine is dealt with. They'll fight us if we try. I want to hash out a few more details before we head inside. That makes sense? If you have any questions, it'd be best if you ask them now. That's not what he's going to want to hear. So how do we purify the spirit? Some sort of ceremony or ritual? Something like that. It'll be easier to just show you. I've got everything we need right here. She pats the satchel that hangs from her shoulder. When the time comes, I'll conduct the ritual. But before I can do that, we're going to have to face the spirit on its own terms. It's going to be dangerous. Why attempt to purify the spirit at all? Why not just kill it? The spirit has its fingers in the minds and auras of every kid in the compound. If we kill it, those kids will get hurt. They might even be killed. Can't take that risk. But if we can cleanse the adversary's corruption from it, it might withdraw from their minds willingly, and then we can get them out of there. Exactly. If the shrine controls the people here, then how do you have anything to feel guilty about? Nothing that you did on Hera was really your fault. Her face flushes red, and she breaks eye contact with you. He wants those teens dead? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Schwally's distaste for teens escalates into desire for their deaths. I wish that were true, but it isn't. Back before I ran away, Fürstella was nothing more than a cult of personality that revolved around Harrow. He didn't need magical help to keep us here. We loved him. We believed in his message. He created the shrine as an insurance policy. You think something changed and he started abusing the shrine's power? You were projecting you want the teens dead? She nods. Yes, I think that my escape was the cause of that change. I know, Harrow. When I ran, I bruised his ego. His charisma and charm had failed him. My disappearance rubbed his nose in that failure. He wouldn't be willing to chance something like that happening again. Not when he had the means to prevent it. So the cultists here, they're like puppets? The shrine controls them? Not exactly. It's more insidious than that. Think of the shrine's influence as a drug. It lowers your inhibitions, makes you more compliant. If you were to stay here for a couple of days, you'd fall in love with this place. You wouldn't even know why. All of Hera's bullshit would start to make sense. You'd be happy. How does she know so much about this when she hasn't been here? Like, if this was after she left? In essence, all the street kids here are addicted to this place. It makes them a threat, yes. But it also makes them victims. I think I have everything I need. Let's get moving. She nods, and the razors flick out of her fingertips. I'm with you. Let's do it. Okay. Is there anything else? No. I don't have it. Like, I don't have non-lethal means of dealing with anyone, so I'm not sure. doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer that you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though your strength is being siphoned from your body. As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares in the light, frowning. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Or I must have warded the doorway after I ran. How do we get through? The ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Back when I helped Harold run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. Again, you just said the shrine wasn't there until after you left. Or I guess it wasn't magical. How will you know who that is? It'll be a girl. Harold would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red, sort of insignia of rank within the cult. Well, your hair is not red. But I guess you dyed it. Or they dyed it, and then you got rid of the dye. I don't know if that works. I don't think so. It's a lot of doors. I think she just grew more hair and it wasn't dyed. Oh, that would work too. Okay. You can hear a distant murmuring sound coming from inside the room. Vocals, 3, maybe 4 people all talking amongst themselves. Can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. We should keep moving. Whatever's going on there, we don't want to get involved. It sounds like someone's in trouble there. Getting involved is the entire reason why we came here. Yeah. I don't doubt it. We can't do anything about it right now. The cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing, they aren't doing it of their own accord. After we've purified the shrine, then we can intervene. But if we go in there now, they're going to attack us. We're going to have to kill them. It's not what I came here to do. Alright, Glory. You win. Your voice is speaking in low tones through the wood of the door. You can't make out the words, but regular courses of rough laughter tell you that the people on the other side are enjoying themselves. Those voices belong to Harrow's acolytes. They have some magical training, and they like hurting people. You open that door and we're going to have a fight on our hands. We're looking for a key to get past the warded door. Could the girl who has it be in there? Yes, it's a definite possibility. When I was Harrow's second, I practically lived in that room. What is it? A dorm? A lounge or something? Her mouth tightens. You could call it that. Special place for Howard's inner circle. The acolytes and the bait girls and Harrow's wives. Marta and I. She spent a lot of time in there. Alright, so we're gonna maybe have to come back to that one. But we'll check the other doors. Oop, okay. I guess we didn't hear anything there. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Tübingen, looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Marta and the others like her, would offer them money, or food, or drugs, or sex, whatever it took to get them into the van. And once they piled in, Harrow and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. She frowns. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. You're not the same person you were back then. Leave the past in the past. After tonight, I will. This is the Initiates dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids. Kate, Harrow hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. Glory raises a hand, suddenly alert. Wait, listen. Movement in the other room. You strain your ears to listen. Soft voices from inside the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet, and it instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track, we don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. But what if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they followed us here and they come to... The female voice cuts in, soft and comforting. Well, then we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow will let anyone hurt you. Not here in this place. Not ever again. You hear another boy's voice. This one is deeper. Are you certain, Barta? Oh, boy. Positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Is that your Marta, Glory? She gives a curt nod. Not mine, Harrow's. But she's the Marta from my story, yes. What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth. Finally, she spits an answer. If she's still here, she'll be Harrow's number one. Mild position. He had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Marta. That means she'll have the key to the shrine room. In that case, we're gonna have to find a way to get it from her. Yes, but not here and not now. Those kids in there, they'll all die for her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If this situation turns ugly, and those kids will happily eat a bullet for her, that's not what I came here to do. You're right. We came here to save those kids, not get them killed. We'll wait until Marta leaves and follow her. Glory nods for assent. Marta's voice floats back out through the vent. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow. The biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Harrow. Promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the whole world in a different way. A better way. Adolescent voice trembles out of response. All right, Marta. Have a good night. Lovely musical laugh pours through the vents. You too, dear heart. All of you. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. Glory takes a deep breath and releases it. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. Well, we don't need to go in there then if she's not there, right? Or... Okay. Send this item to your stash. Okay. Refrigerator. As you open the refrigerator door, a whiff of ammonia sticks to your nostrils. Watery light glints off the door's polished interior. The fridge is stacked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labeled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. These better not be people. You pop the lid off the container and take a closer look. The first thing it hits you is the smell. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mold and frost the side of the bin. That's all that you can do to keep from gagging. As you push the lid on, you recognize a familiar shape in the rotten meat. A mangled human hand. Is this what I think it is? Glory's voice is flat. Ritual supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all the initiates how to do it. How to harvest the meat, how to store it, how to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first, but you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. This is beyond fucked. We need to shut this place down. Rescuing the initiates will put a dent in Harrow's operation for a while. At least they'll be safe. Come on, let's keep moving. I guess it's just the one more door. Ooh. This is Harrow's room? An ostentatiously large tome sits cradled on this pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors to its pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's Manifesto, the handcrafted line of bullshit that he feeds to his initiates. We all ate it up with a smile and came away convinced that he was a genius. She leaves through the pages with an articulated finger. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as when I lived here. Maybe there's something in there we can use. I wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in the arcade. Sick things. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said it was for our safety, and I think he was telling the truth. She pauses. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to. Okay. I will leave. This appears to be a standard terminal. Let's hack the terminal. It looks as though those terminals used exclusively for financial transactions. After a bit of digging, you find a list of payoffs to local law enforcement. Paid by Harrow, no doubt, to ensure the police look the other way. Aha. Okay. Let's go mess with these kids. Game saved, yep. The initiate closes the door, whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm, then opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Glory looks deep in the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. We're friends of Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just gonna go in there and have a word with her. I don't know about that. But I also don't want to threaten them. Initiate eyes you nervously. His gaze flits to Glory, then falls onto her cyber limbs. He swallows. Yeah. Okay. Step back. You do that. The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs, her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture before. Glory's expression remains neutral. Really? I think so. I didn't look at it long. It was in a room that I wasn't supposed to be in, but I'm pretty sure that it was you. It probably was. You're right, I did live here. A long time ago. I was like you back then. A scared kid brought here by Marta for a chance at a new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you, or they do for the wrong reasons. But Marta, she cares about us. There's a long pause, and then Nisha looks to you, screwing up her courage. She speaks. Can I ask you a question? Well, I overheard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think they were talking about our meeting with him. The one that Marta was just telling us about? Where we'll see the world and learn to see the world in a different way? Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled. But what I heard was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject, because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Marta got real upset. Said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, stuff like that. But then Mr. Harrow said some other things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. So I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta's okay, but I can't ask her about it, because I don't want her to know, to find out that I was eavesdropping. God! Should I be telling them? I feel like I shouldn't be telling them. Or at least I should leave it up to Glory. Sorry, I'm new here myself. Glory, do you have any ideas? Could be any number of things. She turns to face the initiate. Her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it, sweetie. We'll make sure that Marta's okay. Alright, but don't tell her what I told you, please? Don't worry, we won't. The girl smiles sheepishly and steps back. As you pass on her by your way to the door, Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. I don't know for certain what Harrow's planned for those kids, but I do know one thing. Whatever it is, we aren't going to let it happen. Agreed. Marta's just on the other side of this door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterward. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Okay. Take the key, Go to the door, confront Spirit. Whip the teens into rebellion. Well, I don't know that we want to whip the teens into rebellion. We want to just get them out of here alive. They're teens, they love rebellion. That's not what I'm worried about. The woman in this room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her and so many others to Furstella. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in her cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? I don't know that she doesn't sound like she's losing her cool. She's just being appropriately. You know as well as I do, you worship that monster. You seduced me into coming here so that I would worship him. If you hadn't found me, if you hadn't baited me, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. If you just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship, and I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all that. I saved you. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time I'm completely numb. But for you, I could make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips, her lips curl into a snarl. Another lie, the last one you'll ever tell. I don't think that she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. That's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. The words come stammering out of her. Her eyes are fixed on Glory's razors. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you what I'm telling the truth. I never want anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wheels to face you. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose here, remember? She's bait. Why should we be listening to anything that she has to say? Knowing how the shrine is affecting her mind might help us, Glory. She fumes at you, but only for a moment. You might be right. Marta looks from you to Glory, a confused expression on her face. Her voice goes quiet. There's nothing wrong with my mind, Glory. I don't even understand what you two are talking about. No, of course you don't. She fidgets in agitation. I understand you're interested in learning more about this Cade, but we're wasting time and we need that key. If Carol gets back here before we dealt with that shrine, we're fucked. I mean, Gloria had already walked away. She hasn't walked away, so that's dumb. Like, you shouldn't turn your back on her. It's a different situation. Like, you need to hear what she has to say. If you don't, this is going to gnaw at you for the rest of your life. No, I don't think so. Her frown turns into a smile. What'll gnaw at me is knowing this bitch is still alive, still hurting innocent kids, still too blind to see Harrow for what he really is. As you watch, the hope dies in Marta's eyes. All that you can read in her expression is pain. She swallows hard and exhales, opens her mouth to speak. Then that strange whispering noise fills the back of your skull again, and the muscles of her face relax. All right, Glory, I didn't want this, but you win. Her hands begins to glow. Let me show you what our husband has taught me since you disappeared. Aw, shit. We did not succeed. Let's not try and... Oh, I feel like we were getting something. I'm a little worried about this. I mean, I feel like if I didn't have the... I don't think I had a good choice here that would have let me do it, so... Based on where I already was. Really? Alright, there we go. Alright. Glory stands staring at the red ruin of Marta's body. Her eyes split down to her claws, an expression of growing horror creeps across her face. Are you okay, Glory? It takes her a long time to respond. Her voice is choked with long, dormant emotion. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, but it had to be done. I'm not gonna fucking... Oh, boy. She snarls out an answer. Her face is flushed red. Yes, I know. She was just as bad as Harrow. Killing her was the right thing to do. To your astonishment, you see that her eyes are welling with tears. Glory. All at once, the blood drains from her cheeks. She wipes the water from her eyes with a cold metal hand. Save the consolation speech. I'm over it. Her voice is frigid, dead. She nods in the direction of the shrine room door. We got what we came here. Let's go finish this. I don't know if we should try that again. Okay, you know what? Let's save. Let's go check out the autosave. Like, given how awful everything is for Glory, I just don't really think I can handle a sad ending to this story. Or like, yeah, I mean, you know, a bad ending, I guess. I think all endings are probably going to be sad, but I don't think there's a happy ending to the story, but... Clothes aren't responsible for their actions? She was here long before I was, before Harrow started using the shrine. She made her decisions just like I did. No excuses. She's here because she wants to be. She brought me here because she wanted to. Her choice. That might have been true then. But she's been living under the Shrine's influence for a long time now. She's no more in control of herself than anyone else here is. Maybe she's being compelled to lie to us. I'll accept that. It doesn't mean we should trust her. Do I have to tell her to not turn her back on her? Because that feels just gross. Like I said, like she hasn't... But I guess it's a little different because, again, because it's not just different that she hasn't run away, but she can't run away anymore. So... Oh, Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into their housings with a click. All right, Marta. Convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me. But you're still luring them here, into Harrow's clutches, all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment, you could see the conflict between Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself. For a moment, she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside of the compound comes back and her face changes. The muscles on her brow relax and she appears to be at peace. What are you asking me? This, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harrow taught us. Shrine is whispering to her, Glory. I can feel it too. She's blissed out on it, like you said. Marta continues, her joyful voice smile widening. Her voice is placid. Harrow was a great man, a prophet. True sacrifices have to be made, but what he brings in return, so much love, Glory. You remember. Glory grits her teeth but gives you a small nod. Yeah, you're right. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Marta by the shoulders. It's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please, give me your key. It's important. She blinks. Key? Whatever you used to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine. I need it. Don't ask me why. Just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted. Then the moment passes. No. Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. You questioned him about what he's planning on doing with those initiates back there. Was that wrong? That's different. She blinks, the whispering sound returns. Soft and insistent, the flicker of unease on her face replaced with an easy smile. You wouldn't understand. Then maybe you could explain it to me. Maybe if you could answer my questions, I'd be able to see the light. She nods eagerly. Yes, please go on and ask your questions. I'll explain everything. And you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way really is, how beautiful it can be. Harrow was hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mock concern. Hurting? How so? He's gonna make the initiates, the young initiates, like the girl in the next room, do something horrible. Her smile slowly fades. That girl, such a sweet young thing. I rescued her from a bad place, Glory. Her and the boys in that dorm as well. But they're all safe now, and isn't that what's important? Are they? You know what I'm talking about, Marta. The harvesting. The meat. Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused, and then you see the conviction clamp back down behind her eyes. It's regrettable, yes, but it happens for a good reason. The sacrifices keep us safe here, and safety is something that a lot of these kids have never known. The initiates have to learn how things are done here. We all have our responsibilities. Did you have anything else to say? Any other examples of Harrow supposedly hurting us to wave in my face? So do it, I'm all ears. I can't promise that you'll like my response, though. He's corrupting you all. How many of them has he taken as his wives, yourself included? I hope I didn't need something from the manifesto. A lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner. How quaint. This isn't about you. I don't care what you do, Marta. I'm talking about child abuse. Harrow doesn't take the young ones for wives. I don't know what Glory's told you, but he isn't a monster. And even the youngest initiates here aren't children. Not really. Life on the street took that from them a long time ago. Fierstella lets them be themselves, but in a safe place, certainly safer than the back alleys of some urban hellhole like the one that you live in. Whoops, fuck. Okay, I tried to watch it on the stream and pause it. I was not able to pause it. Oh, the line. So I don't know what Glory said, but when you lived with us, you didn't think it was wrong. You loved it here. You can rewrite history to catch yourself the victim if you want to. Demonizing helps, you can do that, too. But nobody ever forced you to do anything, Glory. Glory falls silent. The color drains from her face. This is clearly a difficult subject. I don't know what you were hoping to achieve by bringing it up, but I promise you, you aren't going to convince me to abandon my way of life. Our ways here are our own. You can't change that. All that you can do is accept it and move on. I can see that Hera has brainwashed you into thinking this is okay, but Marta, it isn't. You just don't know what to give up, do you? Our ways aren't yours, but that doesn't give you the right to judge us. Who are you to impose your ideology on this commune? An outsider, someone who has been corrupted by Hera's pet spirit. I'd say that qualifies me to offer an opinion. I'll tell you what you are. You're the kind of person that Hera has always warned us about. Your sense of moral outrage doesn't trump our right to live the way we choose. If you have more accusations to hurl at my husband, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you how wrong you are. I prefer to keep the subject civil, but that's up to you. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. Oh, yes, she nods eagerly. I'll give it to you. She fishes the amulet out of her blouse. It dangles on a golden chain, glinting in the firelight. Here, it's all yours. Put it on the floor and step back. I don't trust you. I mean, alright, fine, if that's how you want this to go. So be it. If you want this, you're gonna have to kill me for it. Alright, I do think maybe we can go look at that manifesto. So I want to try now. If that doesn't give us anything, then I don't think anything's giving us anything. Then I think we just have to kill her. I think there's a decent chance we just have to kill her. Oh, there we go. I was young when he chose me, Marta. Maybe not innocent, but young. Somewhere deep down, you know this is wrong. Okay. Thank you, Daimon. Ugh, yeah. All about... this is so gross. Everything about this is gross. Flip through the early pages of the manifesto. Find looks good. Put this in. When I first set out on the path to free living, I realized that I have to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I have to question my own values and beliefs, and I need the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. The prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to true freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can't learn to be free from a book. The answers will come from a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What in life is truly valuable, and what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answer to these questions. Slowly, agonizingly, I pared down the list until only 4 items remained. Those 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy, and the basis for everything that Fierstella stands for. Love, the first cornerstone, and the most important. Without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do, love the people around you, but above all, love yourself. Self-determination, the second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods, no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being, and it must be met with equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. If each of us is his or her own master, then nobody should live as a serf. By helping others live along the path to enlightenment, so do we enrich our own lives. Passion, the final cornerstone. Consistency, complacency is poison. Be wary of it. Ambition is the key to fulfilling life. Don't settle for what is. If you do, you abandon what could be. Should I really continue reading? Maybe I should continue reading. She said so. She was worried something bad was going to happen, though. Alright, let's continue. Find a section dedicated to Harrow's rules of living. Be free. Be free in all things, and experience that freedom with your whole body. This magical cult is far more realistically portrayed than the Far Cry 5 one. That's true. Be free in all things and experience that freedom with your whole being, body, mind, and spirit. Discard the oppressive traditions of modesty and shame that you've been indoctrinated with since birth. The free thinker has no use for them. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, and of succor for yourself and for others. Enjoy it and share the joy freely with those who desire it. Oh, God! Oh, this fucker. Be selfish. Don't enslave yourself to others at the expense of your own happiness. Take what you want and do so unashamedly. Our desire is an important part of what makes us human. Society has trained us to hide that part of ourselves from the world, but the free living person doesn't cower in the shadows. Own your desires and rejoice in them. Selfishness is ultimately dishonest, and dishonesty has no place. Selflessness is ultimately dishonest. Dishonesty has no place in a free society. God, the fucking, like, free love libertarian hippie hog. Show reference. The free living person understands that the only true governance in this world is the law of nature, and that in nature there is a hierarchy. The rabbit doesn't question the wolf. The mouse does not wonder why it must run from the cat. They do because they must. Their survival depends on it. As it is in nature, so it is at Fürstella. Know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms by which you can better yourself. Wow. Jesus. You leap forward and find there are at least 20 more pages worth of rules. Each is worded vaguely enough to have multiple interpretations. Ugh. Is there anything? So, let's see. That door is... Also, chop up a load of dudes and offer their viscera to a rock studded with bones. Yeah. Well. I don't know if we can talk to this. This is kind of like, you know, cheesing, but whatever. Hey, hi Rosa. Or Dio. Hi Dio. I didn't even notice that you got up from your spot. You're so cute. What if I could convince you that it wouldn't be wrong to question him? She blinks, then the thing you saw behind. You're welcome to try, but I promise you, walk away from that apologizing for how wrong you were. Harrow was a great man. Fürstall is a good place. Stay here for a while, and you'll learn that for yourself. Harrow is hurting the runaways. I've read Harrow's manifesto. It looks like he spends a long time talking about charity. She nods eagerly. Yes, of course, charity. Kind of the kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then his rules of living, he says that all free thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but... And then after that he says that only the strong deserve to prosper. So, which is it? The confusion washes over her face again. She begins blinking agitatedly and fidgeting. Then that unseen force clamps down again and she seems to calm. You just don't understand the beauty of his message, the truth behind it. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. You feel the whispering again, and the look of confusion intensifies on Marta's face. I I don't know what to do. What you say makes sense, but it feels wrong somehow, and I just can't. It isn't you. It's this place. It gets into your head. It took a lot more than this to wake me up to it. I I don't know what to do. Slowly, she fishes the amulet from between her breasts. She holds it out to you with a trembling hand. Take it and go. Do what you need to do. We did it. Thank you, Marta. So we had to read the thing that Glory said not to read, because it made her scared. She holds her head clasped in both hands. A tortured expression is overtaking her face. Please, just go. We did it. Okay. Now we gotta go. Go, 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 go. Oh, I didn't realize we could talk to this guy. You said that you just wanted to talk to her. She ran out of here in tears. Her mother died. We're gonna go calm her down right now. Oh no, poor Marta. Take care of her, okay? Fuck! Jesus, Glory. Just the ease with which she just is immediately like... Wait, is there a door here? Oh. Oh, well, there's nothing in here. Okay. As you step forward, the scintillating red light that streams from the doorway flickers and dies. There's a strange lurching sensation in your gut, but it clears almost instantly. The door swings open with a touch. It seems to have done it. Glory nods and reaches into her satchel. Her hand comes back out, clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's a sort of alchemical balm. Her voice goes quiet. Harrow taught me how to make it. She unscrews the cap from the jar, revealing a pale white ointment. The surface glitters strangely in the dim light. If you ever wondered where my share of the take from our jobs has gone, this is the answer. Powdered or calcum isn't cheap. What does the ointment do? The boundaries between the material world and the astral plane are weak in this place. Things can bleed through. The balm is like a lens. It focuses your perceptions, makes the haze real. She applies a smear of ointment to her forehead. It looks like a glob of glittering white paint. With this, we can deal with the spirit on its own level. Glad that you came prepared. She dips her finger back into the balm and traces it down your forehead. The ointment feels cool and oily on your skin. I didn't have much of a choice. There's no way that we could pull this off without alchemical assistance. I wouldn't even want to try. She fishes in her bag a second time and pulls out a pair of silver necklaces. A rune-inscribed pendant dangles from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Don't take it off while we're dealing with the spirit, the shrine, whatever you do. Got it. Glory puts on her own pendant. The necklace glitters slightly against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step into that room, Cade. We're playing with forces outside of our control. Are you ready to do this? Ready as I'll ever be. Let's go then. Once we've purified the spirit, we can see about rescuing those kids. Harold will get away, but we can worry about that later. That's the plan. Let's do it. I mean... giving you lots of options to try to kill Harrow, but I feel like we gotta just trust that we can find him later. Oh god, look at all those, horned god banners. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high, sibilant voices fills the air. Oh, you said it was a rock with stuff on it. That is clearly a rock with a skull, a giant horned skull on it. The sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with a bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sound escapes her. Glory? What? Something slams into you, a wave of intangible force that turns your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Well, that's probably bad. Okay. Slowly you begin to stir. Murky, flickering impressions invade the oily stillness of your unconscious mind. Sensations come in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back towards consciousness. You smell acrid smoke and burning meat. The roar of distant flames whispers in your ears. When your eyes flutter open, a dull red glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle to your feet, You become dimly aware that the gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly, the waves grow still and your senses calm. You find yourself staring into an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of Fürstella stretch out in all directions as far as the eye can see. Holy shit. Warily, she surveys your surroundings. I'd say that's an understatement. Where the hell are we? I can't say for certain, but there's one thing that I'm sure of. Wherever this place is, the adversaries hold sway here. I don't doubt it. In fact, I think this place looks the way it does because you expect it to. It's trying to play on your fears. She pauses for a moment, then shrugs. It's possible, I suppose, but we can worry about it later. For now, let's keep moving. The spirit will be around here. Somewhere. Okay. Great. At least I brought my drones into astral space. Oh, okay. As you step forward, you find yourself gagging. The air in this room is saturated with a slaughterhouse smell, a smell like blood and bile and feces, the stench of an abattoir. Up ahead, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man, with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks in a fiery plume. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and spatters onto the floor, and where those drips land, they burn. I'm not gonna say anything. Behind the creature, a second thing lumbers into view, a wall of muscle, sinew, and burning pitch. The things lurch towards you, leaving a trail of greasy smoke in their wake. I assume these are, yeah, I was like, this is combat, right? Hey! Why do you get to go first? Mauler and Seeker, okay. I kind of just need to go get cover, to be honest, and it sucks that that's 2 actions, but... Oh god, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, it missed. Oh, it's coming after me. Okay. Well, that's good. Oh, that thing's got a ton of armor. Well, that worked. Come on. Oh, we just needed 1 hit. Oh, it heals. Of course it heals. There we go. Good. The drone healed. Oh, hi, guys. Just sit here and shoot at it, maybe. Oh, holy shit! Wow, that thing heals other things? That thing's a medic? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. It's definitely not the thing I was expecting. Good night, Daimon. Killing all these astral projections of helpless teens. That better not be what they are. Let's try to avoid the, God damn. Okay, that hurts. I need to not hit... Well, it actually doesn't deal that much damage. Okay, it does deal that much damage. Drones are such shitty. Hit, god damn it. Alright. Oh my god, really? Oh! Oh shit. That's a lot of damage. Good night, SL. They're making glory gory, that's true. Okay. If you can kill it. Oh my god. Oh, the bleeding killed it, right. Thank god. Everybody's relatively healed. I'm down about 13. You're down about 14. Alright. That's fine. It's an acceptable amount. Oh, hi. So it's like where we should be. Yep. Okay, hi. The thing hovering before you is hideous. Its broad chest is jacketed in scale-like patches of burning coal, and its many sets of antlers shimmer with heat. It smells like a barn fire, wood smoke, burning fur, and blackening bodies. The spirit inclines its head towards Glory and spreads its arms in welcome. Glory, welcome, child. It speaks in a chorus of clear, lilting voices. You don't hear them so much as feel them. The sensation is strange, like hundreds of butterflies fluttering in your chest. What a pleasure it is to see you again. Glory steps forward, trepidation on her face. Standing before the towering form of the spirit, she looks frail and small. She takes a deep breath, steels herself, and speaks. I know what you were, spirit, before the adversary twisted you, before Harrow bound you into this rock. She drops a hand to the statue at her side. I can help you be that again. All that you need to do is let me. The spirit chuckles, a strange warbling sound that sends a shiver down your spine. I don't really know what spirits are in Shadowrun terms, or Shadowrun lore, so... We are not in need of help. We are our great master's servant, just as Harrow is. Just as you are, despite your misguided attempt to cut away his love from your heart. The voices in your head soften, become sad, but the fluttering in your chest turns ugly, like the buzzing wings of a swarm of blowflies. You have mangled yourself beyond repair, and you did it despite him, he who was your greatest benefactor. You betrayed him, child, but he loves you all the same. Cut the shit, spirit. We all know what your master's love does to people. Slowly, terribly, the spirit begins to turn. You can hear the crack and pop of splintering vertebrae as its enormous head shifts on its shoulders. It fixes its cavernous gaze on you. Your friend, this outsider, slanders our great master, but we take no offense. Her words like the babble of a newborn babe. She is ignorant of the truth. The spirit inclines his head towards you. If the noise continues, we will teach her, and the babble will cease. Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. She mouths out a word. Don't. Okay, okay. Don't mess with the spirit. I thought maybe we had to distract it so while she could do the ritual. I have a message for you from our great master. He has a gift for you, a peace offering, one that he offers freely, a sign of his continued affection for you. He knows that you desire his servant's destruction. As a symbol of his love, he will grant you the power to bring an end to Harrow. Hi, Sierra! You seem to have wandered in right as the shit hits the fan. Well, we're negotiating with the devil's spirit representative. So, yes. He knows that you wish to free the children of Furistella. As a sign of his compassion, he will help you set them free. You could have everything you want, child. All of this and more. Oh, fuck yes, that's my favorite thing. I thought that would be the case. I mean, this is a really shitty devil, to be clear. It's not even a joke, I actually love it. I know. That's a nice pitch, Spirit, but you neglected to mention the price. The Spirit leans toward her, clasping its hands. This will cost you nothing. A simple gesture, a trifle, a show of good faith. If you demonstrate your love for him, he will reward you beyond your wildest dreams. Remove the protective ward from your neck, and his gift is yours for the taking. Yours forevermore. Call me Gerta, because we're about to make some bad fucking deals. Glory cranes her neck to look up at the reeking, cadaverous thing that looms over her. I had my own limbs hacked off to get away from the adversary. I paid somebody to do it. That's how badly I wanted to be free of your great master. Your offer is as pathetic as it was predictable. To be frank, I'm disappointed in you. That's such a bad deal. It is. The barn fire stench of the spirit thickens. We warned us before we came in here, if you take off the... Yeah, exactly. They're like, don't take off... She's like, don't take off your necklace, whatever you do, because then the spirit can possess you. Immediately, Spirit's like, just take off the necklace! It's all gonna be fine! The barn fire stench of the spirit thickens, and its antlers glow white. The heat radiating from the thing is like an oven, a kiln, a blast furnace. If you rebuke our great master a second time, I will chew what's left of you into mulch. The marrow for your bones will nourish the garden. I promise you this, child. I promise you. I have a better idea. She dips a hand into her satchel and produces a ceremonial dagger. The blade shimmers eerily in the light. We're going to purify you, Spirit. And after you finish, you'll help us rescue those kids. Honestly, yeah, that is super disappointing, deal. Like, they even say it's protected. Steam is such a bad fun artist. Haven't you heard you catch more flies with honey? Well, it's a corrupted spirit, so maybe it's just not very good because, you know, it's not into it. Spirit cackles. Very well, child. If pain is what you seek, we'll bring it to you. Beneath its leathery skin, the thing's bones begin to shift, straining against the ligaments and tendons that bind them. A hideous cracking sound fills the air as its skeleton splinters and pops. Oh, of course it is. Wait, what? Oh, we're supposed to be seeing 3 of them. We don't see 3 of them. I thought it was just going to sprout more limbs for its, like, final boss form. As you watch, the spirit's body begins to rupture. Great lesions open up in the creature's chest and back, and its ribcage cracks open from some horrible internal pressure. The spirit's chest heaves, and a foul liquid pours from the rips in its flesh. A flash of light stabs your eyes, and when your vision clears, you find 3 identical spirits floating before you. Death comes in many forms, child. The fluttering sensation in your chest grows into a rasping pain that steals the breath from your lungs. It feels like you're being eaten alive. Yours will be swift and brutal. Glory, so you didn't actually tell me what we need to do. You told me not to kill it. So we need to purify it. So now you got a dagger. Do you need to stab it with the dagger? Do we need to, like, weaken it? And then you do the killing blow with the dagger? Oh, it doesn't... Wait. Oh, no, it has HP. Okay. Wait, where's the dagger? I don't... Alright, now I'm not sure what... Whoops. Hell yes, you gotta play Murder 3-card Monty. Okay. We don't even have an objective right now, because he's keeping... Oh, they're over here. I was like, why are they... Cause I guess I was too zoomed in. Okay. Well, okay, use that. Because I've forgotten last one. Also, I'm glad that still works in astral space. Oh! Okay. I mean, I'm good then. I feel like we can hit. Okay. So... I'm a little confused. Like, how does this dagger work? The drones are going to be handy for making up for not having a full party. That's generally what they do. Oh god. Okay. Okay. What? A figure materializes out of shadow. The form is wispy and insubstantial, a projection of a man distorted by distance. His silhouette ripples like a flag in the wind. Through the haze you can see his face. He is more beautiful than handsome, with sculpted features and a naturally useful complexion. His expression is sad. Oh no. Harrow. Glory. Oh my god! No, it's not Satan. It's shitty cult leader. I don't think Satan's gonna make an appearance, but we'll see. Oh my god, he is such a perfect shitty cult leader face. Glory. The voice is deep but faint and marred by echoes. It sounds as if he's shouting from the far end of a long tunnel. You shouldn't have come here. I was content to let you live your life out in peace. I've come to put an end to this place, Harrow. This place and your pathetic, sickening cult. I don't want to kill you, Glory, and I won't unless you force my hand. The flickering silhouette spreads its arms wide. Ask me for my protection, I will usher you out of this place. You can leave Fürstella in peace. If you ask me politely, I might even let your friend leave with you. He looks like if Male Shepherd got a stylist and some hair gel. That's correct. That is an accurate description. I won't abandon your victims here, Harrow. Not again. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. My only regret is that you aren't here in person to burn with it. The projection of Harrow sighs. A fight then. Very well. The air all around him begins to pulse with scintillating bursts of color. His rippling, transparent form glows with heat from within. You brought this upon yourself. Alright, so now we gotta fight Harrow as well. How much HP does he have? Oh, only 50. Okay, well that's good. The thing is, this thing is gonna keep, like, yeah, spawning more of itself, which is pretty annoying. Okay. Bye. I don't like that they get an act as soon as they spawn. That feels bad, but also this fight would probably be really easy if that was the case. Also, do I just have so much armor now that, like, they're not even able to actually hurt me? Because I'm getting blocked attacks. Okay. Oh, well, that's good. Okay. Let's actually try this. Yeah, like that. That's a lot of armor gone. I can't believe I have more armor than Glory. That doesn't seem right. That's true. Oh, Harrow's back. I don't know. Oops. Convenient. Harrow might do some shit, but I think we focus on the spirit. I mean, it's gonna die from bleeding at this point. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that was bad. Oh, he's healing the spirit? You fucker. Okay, don't kill me. Okay. So, I kinda need to get healed. Or we need to kill it. That's kind of where we're at here. He's got 34 HP. Oh wow, incoming damage minus 15 from the ability that he gave. Okay, I think I actually just need to go heal her then. There we go. Please tell me it didn't spawn 3 more? No, it didn't. Okay, just teleported and spawn 2. Yeah, maybe I should have taken cover, but... Oh. Okay. The way it was going before, I thought maybe, it was just the first 2 you hit were phantoms, because that was the way it was always, but I guess no, there's a specific one. Oh, only has 2 armor already. Let's just hit it twice. That's 14 HP. Like, I don't really understand, because we were not supposed to kill it. But, okay, I'm gonna save just in case. Because she's like, don't kill it, we need to purify it. But... Okay, Glory. Okay, there we go. Weakened. Okay, it's weakened, it's not dead. The spirit's form flickers and sparks. The burning coals that cling to its body fall off in clumps, and its searing antlers begins to cool. The chorus of lilting voices warbles and shrieks as its body transmogrifies into something else. Through the haze, you can see Harrow's eyes go wide. At once, his rippling silhouette begins to fade back into the shadows whence it came. His body becomes insubstantial. I mean, he didn't even have a phantom or a projection up here right now. Oh wait, I guess he did spawn back in, and now he's disappearing. Go ahead and run, you fucking coward. Run back to the real world, and whatever hole you crawled out of will catch you. Shadows in the shape of a man smile back at you. The distance in his voice has increased. It sounds like he's shouting from miles away. I don't think so. You don't even know where the real me is, Glory. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you. We're good at that sort of thing. Projection flashes you a condescending grin. Believe whatever you like, fool. It won't do you any good. Years from now, I'll still be doing what I do, and you will have accomplished nothing. He stopped you for now. The kids that you've lured here are going someplace safe. It isn't nothing, Harrow. It's everything. Projection chuckles. The sound is thin and hollow. You know better than that, but nothing makes me happier than the sound of you lying to yourself. Goodbye, Glory. Run, coward. Run far, far away. We'll find you. Glory continues staring for a long moment at the spot where the projection of Harrow vanished. Her expression is unreadable. Slowly, she turns away. The spirit's writhing form continues its transformation. Twisted claws buckle, break, and reform. Charred bone begins to heal. The barn fire stench of it slowly dies away, replaced by an array of more pleasant smells: oak and pine and mineral oil, rustic feasts, and mulled wine. As it cools, the spirit raises its head. Its body is as shaky as the newborn foal's. What? What has happened to us? What have we done? What have you done? Terrible things, spirit. Loathsome, unforgivable things. You've corrupted children, turned them into killers. You've been a party to violence, torture, and the desecration of corpses. You've created monsters. The spirit cringes, shaking its great head from side to side. It doesn't speak, but a low rumbling sound emanates from somewhere deep in its chest. Unpleasant to think about, isn't it? But you have to, spirit. You can't run from what you've done. Your actions are a part of you, whether you like it or not. The rumbling sound turns into a tormented howl. The noise conjures images of mourning mothers and caged animals, screeching orphans and dying men. It is the sound of pure, unmitigated despair. Glory takes a step toward the giant creature. Listen to me, spirit. I need your help. We're here to rescue the cultists of Fürstella, the street kids whose minds you touched. We're getting them out of here before the adversary can do to them what it did to you. The spirit stares at Glory for a long moment. Finally, it dips its head in a nod. Yes, we will help you. Excuse me. Good. Now get out of those kids' minds. We've already done so. The cultists of Fürstall are themselves again. The spirit bows its head. We wish to do more. We have much to atone for, as you said. Just what do you hope to do? Make amends, heal the sick and the wounded, bring them the succor of hearth and home? But we can do nothing without your help. We are still bound to the shrine, anchored here. We cannot leave without your assistance. Tell us what you need us to do. We need an appropriate vessel to carry us out of the rock. Something touched by magic, but more dead than alive. It dips its head. Do you have anything that can help us? Gingerly, she reaches up and wraps a hand around the protective ward that hangs around her neck. Yes, I think that I do. God! Glory that you are offering yourself up as more dead than alive. I mean, she knows more about it than I do, the spirits. That's what I'm going to go with. With a single motion, she snaps the chain. The pendant falls to the floor. The heart of Fürstella lowers its eyeless head, then traces an elaborate gesture into the air. A warm glow envelopes it, and a similar glow spills from Glory. There's a bright flash, and the spirit is gone. Glory, are you okay? Slowly, she rises. She looks you in the eye, a quizzical expression on her face. I can feel it. The spirit. It's bound to be now. It could have been lying to you. Hell, it still could be. So what does that mean for us? Can the spirit help us, like you said? Help us, like it said. See for yourself. She raises an arm, and you feel a burst of warmth and comfort in your chest. It wants to help people, to heal them. It wants redemption, just like I do. Together, maybe we'll find it. Behind your eyes, your vision starts to twist. It feels as though you're being turned inside out. Time to go. With the spirit's link to the adversary severed, this entire reality is falling apart. See you in the real world, Glory. Yeah, she offers you a grateful smile. I'll see you there. The dream is collapsing. Slowly, you swim back to consciousness. Struggling to your feet, you find Glory already standing and alert. I can feel them. The spirits set them free, but they're trapped somewhere here in this complex. The initiates? Yes, and others. She surveys the room, a worried expression on her face. We need to find them and get them out of here. The connection between this compound and wherever we were is breaking down. As that place disintegrates, more and more things are spilling through. Say no more. We're getting out of here. Not without the cultists, but yes. She strides to the door. Let's get moving. Alright. Save cult members. Let's go. Let's go save some cult members. Oh. That door's not open. Okay. Okay, we can go here. Well, I'm glad that was easy. Hey guys? Oh, there we go. As you kick the door open and stumble forward into the room, you find yourself surrounded by a sea of teenage faces. Initiates and acolytes huddled together and trembling. With the spirit's influence cleared from their minds, their swagger is gone. They look frightened and lost, like kids who've had their security blankets torn away. Glory? Is that you? The acolyte in his early 20s, close to Glory's age. His eyes are wide with astonishment. You don't know me, but I was a new initiate back when you lived here, when you were... She cuts in, but her voice is gentle. Yes, it's me. Come on, we're taking you to safety. Someplace far away from here. A scrawny teenager in a ratty coat stares at Glory's chrome, his mouth hanging slack. His voice cracks when he speaks. What happened to you? Your arms. Something that you'll never need to worry about. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. Well, that wasn't everyone, was it? Okay, maybe that was everyone. You thread your way through the trees of the Schönbuch forest, tracing your way back to the thicket where you and Glory hid the van. The inferno that consumed Fjordstella is spreading, and the conflagration casts the forest around you in a sinister orange light. The heat at your back is intense, unbearable. Far ahead, Glory blazes a trail for you to follow, shredding the foliage in her path. The liberated initiates teeter on the edge of panic as they struggle to keep pace behind you. The fire is moving fast, but you're faster. As Glory helps the last of the kids into the van, you put the vehicle in gear and punch the accelerator. The burning ruin of Fjordstella recedes into the distance. A glowing speck in the rearview mirror. The peace and safety of the Kreuzbazaar lies ahead. We did it! Oh, we got some... Not enough still, but... Hi, Sierra. Thanks. I will finish up now. Just go back and talk to Glory. Glory stands, an introspective look on her face. At the sound of your approach, she turns to face you. She nods at you. Thank you for your help at Fjordstella. I couldn't have done it without you. Was Harrow a dickhead Satan illusion to offer the real Faustian bargain? No, Harrow didn't really have much to say. Harrow is a projection of the cult leader. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. After the things that we saw in here, I'm not surprised. Go ahead, Cade, I'm listening. Oh, dang. Yeah, no, the adversary didn't show up in person. And from when we talked to... What's his face? Magic dude, I can't remember his name. It sounded like it wasn't, the adversary was not really what they were, like, representing, basically. The sort of true adversary. Honestly, it's amazing how rarely you get Faustian bargains with actual Satan. Depending on which Faust, it's not even necessarily Satan. Yeah, I mean, it's, Mephistopheles, right? Give me Satan's. Well, well, what Magic Guy said was that the adversary is a figure of rebellion. And so what these people were doing with it, or what Harrow was doing with it, rather, was like a corruption of the adversary. Uh, what did you wind up doing with the cultists that we rescued? Did you send them to Samuel? No, he has enough to worry about keeping the people of the Kreutz Bazaar safe, those kids that we rescued. They've been damaged by Harrow's philosophies. They can get better, but it's going to take time. Trying to integrate them into our society too quickly would be dangerous. Yeah, I think in Goethe it's Mephistopheles, which I think is just... I don't know if it... I don't remember if it's, like, just supposed to be another name for Satan, or if it's supposed to be, like, a subordinate, a demon. So where did they go? I took them to the Talismonger, Algernon. Oh, that's the magic guy who told us about the adversary. He said that he knew of a place where they could get help. It won't be easy for them, or quick, but they'll get better in time. We didn't see Marta again after she ran off. Do you think that she's okay? Her expression clouds. I don't know. I don't even know if I want her to be. She was the first person I ever really loved, but that doesn't make up for all the pain that she's caused. Harrow did a hell of a job on her. If she is alive, she probably still thinks that she was saving the kids that she lured to Fürstella. I feel sick just thinking about it. She looks away. Let's talk about something else, Cade. I'd rather not dwell on this if I don't have to. Harrow got away, just like he said he would. She frowns. Yes, and he's already putting distance between himself and the Schönbrück forest. How do you want to go about tracking him? Finding Harrow is going to be a full-time job. I can't track him down while we still have a great dragon hanging over our heads. After we've dealt with Valclair and the Firewing, I'll devote myself wholeheartedly to finding that bastard and finishing this. But for now, we need to keep our eyes on the road ahead. Well, that answers all my questions. Anytime, Cade. And thanks again. I mean that. It's kind of unclear, but Mephistopheles does seem to be serving the double, and that's part of why he wants the contract. Okay. I guess we can check our inboxes. Nope. Yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, let's save up. Alright, thank you for joining me tonight for Shadowrun Dragonfall. I will be back next Tuesday with more Shadowrun Dragonfall. And we should be getting into towards the end of the game, I think. I'm not sure, but let's see. Tomorrow night is an off, is when I don't stream. I'll put up a schedule. You can see other games that I stream there on screen, and they're also below the stream. There's a list. You can follow me for notifications when I go live. You can sub for emotes of my cats, like Dio, who is on stream today for almost all the stream, or at least the majority of it. He is the $5 emote. Hi, Dio. Sleeping. Yeah, I hope you guys join me again. I really enjoy doing this, and that is in large part for those of you who watch and those of you who chat. So, hope to see you again. Goodbye. Okay, Sierra, I will tell him. Goodbye.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Until we meet again, I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together
In the box.
and now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we